That was a great start to the next song. I paused just a moment too late. It's like, wow. Let's let that go again. It's not gonna happen? Ah, that's what. Okay. Alright, let's get started. Hello, hello, Shagathano here. Welcome back to Genshin Impact here on the 13th of November 2022, local time 1905. About an hour late, but I may have went 2 hours over on my first stream today, so, you know, it is what it is. Also, let me do one more thing. I was a little bit time crunched there getting my water and stuff, so I didn't quite wrap up everything, because I'm like, of course, a Sonic boss theme comes on, and it's, you know, super short. I like to let the song finish. So let me just turn my AC down a little bit because I be sweating. It is hot in here. I've been doing chores and stuff too.
For I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin der
There's a little bit of weirdness going on as well. Let me hide this real quick. Let's see if I can fix this. Bear with me just a moment. Let me change the graphics. Let's go from full screen to something random. Oh no. Let's go back to full screen now. Okay. Taskbar is being annoying. It won't go away. Taskbar, die. Go away. Oh, I think I know why it's happening. I get this weird... Oh, god damn it, now I clicked on something. Let's see, is it gone now? It flickered. Jeez, it's still doing... Okay, let me just hide the damn thing. What's going on, Tusk? Dude, it won't go away. Let me open up the settings real quick. Can I make it auto hide? Automatically hide. Do it. Oh, things are going weird. Broke everything. Oh, I'm back in the game.
Speaking my name in humble
I'm in the game and I can't use the Windows key to get out. Alt-Tab no longer Oh, I think Explorer crashed. That's why. That's fine. Okay. We got something working. Tusky's still grinding Dark Souls. We left off here because there was stuff to do and I didn't want to forget. So, let's do the stuff. Real quick, let's get it out of the way. So I have some weird taskbar issues, and I have for a while. Oh, Explorer came back, and now things are happening. Okay, well the taskbar hid. It's not showing up in the game, so that's all that I care about right now. Yeah, I had this bizarre issue where, after, like, my monitors or whatever turn off, like, you know, the computer doesn't go to sleep. Even if I tell it, like, enter sleep mode after inactivity, it just doesn't go to sleep. If I manually put it to sleep, it wakes itself up. It seriously will not stay asleep for more than, like, 20 minutes. I've tried some various things.
What do we have here?
I've seen a couple settings mentioned that I don't really want to mess with for my own reasons. And so I'm like, I guess I'm just gonna deal with it. I don't get to put it in sleep mode if I want to. But one of the things I've noticed is when the monitors shut off after inactivity, oftentimes, like, my taskbar and stuff breaks. And basically what happens is I'll sit there and I'll, like, try to open up the start menu it won't work. Like, the taskbar's still there, but like the start menu, the taskbar doesn't work properly. I can't actually use the start menu. And I just keep hitting like the Windows key or something, and eventually, it might take like 2 or 3 minutes, but eventually it finally starts working. I get that issue a fair amount, and I don't know why it started or when it started. But it's a very annoying issue. And I thought that's what was going on, because I've had that happen before, where a game did not, the taskbar would show up over a game, and... Oh, oops. Oops. I drowned. Where, taskbar would show up over a game, and, that actually turned out to be the issue. It's very bizarre issues that I deal with. Sometimes, not always. So, something interesting.
Eye for an eye.
Give me a moment, actually.
I condemn you. I'm getting sick of this game.
Alrighty. I think we are good now. Oh wait, what the hell? Where did you come from?
Eye for an eye.
So something interesting is,
Cry out my illustrious name.
you know, I always make it a point, almost a policy of mine, that I don't talk about games that I'm not streaming. Like, I don't generally like to talk about a game that I'm not currently, like, actively playing, because it's off topic, you know. It's like if I'm watching someone, like, play something, I want to hear about the thing they're playing, not something else, usually. Ooh, and a R&R. Oh, these guys are harassing it? Okay, yeah. It's gonna come over here anyway. Didn't realize it. So I usually make that a almost policy. Occasionally, get on tangents. I really don't like doing it, though. But occasionally there's, like, tangents that happen. Let me go ahead and get this dialogue out of the way. Reckless Aranara. Not enough training. My Arara colliery is still too weak. It's time to part ways, but we might see each other again. You know, so I generally, like I said, try to make that a bit of a personal policy. But there is some relation this time. Even though I did do one of those tangents earlier, but I had a reason for it. Basically, I am also right now playing Star Ocean: The Divine Force. And I ran into this character. I'm not going to say who it is, I'm not going to say how far into the game it is or anything. We're going to keep it spoiler-free. But I ran into this character, and I just couldn't quite put my finger on it at first, but I was like, something about this guy sounds familiar. And I don't know what it is. Again, it's like I just can't quite put my finger on it, right? So I'm listening to him talk over and over, and you know, line after line, and then eventually it hits me. All of a sudden, in my mind, I heard him talk about the osmanthus wine or whatever. And I was like, is that Zhang-Li's voice? And I had to look it up. I couldn't remember his name. It's like Keith Silverman, I believe. We could actually look it up in-game here. But I did look it up, and it turns out, yes, it is. So it still has, like, the same, like, there's this interesting, almost gravelly, like, very interesting, soothing quality to the voice. And it's not something that he's necessarily putting on for this character, it seems. It's just like a natural part of the way he speaks. And so it's like, okay, I still like this voice. Keep talking, sir. So yeah, that's my little off-topic aside here. As for that tusk, yeah, like, I mean, like I was saying, I don't like to get that off topic, but just to answer, and probably more. It's not 300,000 souls is not a lot in Dark Souls, so probably a lot more. I'd say a lot more than that. There's music. How about trying some music? Yeah, we did change to capture one of those Fennec Fox things. Also, is that making noise? I was talking, so I didn't quite notice it.
I created.
What am I doing? Also, my taskbar won't go away now. Go away! Oh my god, it's so annoying. Is there anything like... No. Okay. Seeing if it was covering anything down here. Taskbar, I want you to leave. Automatically hide. Give me a second. Oh, did I crash? Yep, I think I crashed Explorer again. Yep. Oh wait, no, maybe we're good. Music loving Aranara. How do I play the song that I need to play? Oh my god, it's like flickering. No? Dude, I hit escape and it just like minimized the game again. So annoying. I might need to kill the game. Yeah, you know, fuck this. Let me kill the game. See if that helps. Give me a minute. Let me go to the BRB. Maybe just restarting it'll help. Dude, it's still there. Oh wait, it went away. Hang on. It went away for now. Maybe I can press buttons without it flickering back to the desktop. I was about to say if it captures the game. It's back now, but we're loading. This is really frustrating. It might sound like I'm making a big deal out of nothing, but it's actually like, the thing is it's covering part of the game and it's just bothering the piss out of me. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna do one thing to fix it. I've got a way I'll deal with it today. I need... We can do 1920 by 1080. I will literally just play windowed mode, because that's, to me, that's superior to having the taskbar over the game. It's a little bit distracting. Eh, not so much, but... Oh, but now my cursor won't lock.
I created
no, it will.
another
Okay.
universe and founded paradise. For I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin of...
Music-loving Aranara. Okay. What's your trick, dude? I'm gonna look this up. Music-loving Aranara. Got to match what he's singing. The rhythm of the great dream. I don't know how to play the rhythm of the great dream. Also, am I using the right instrument? Make sure. Windsong. Ah, that's the problem, yeah. I thought I noticed something odd when I picked it up. When I put it on a minute ago. Okay. Yeah. Okay, where's the... I gotta find the right keys. Now we're good. Okay. This is a terrible start today. Nara's music is heard. I like it. Back to Vanarana I go, Nara friend. I'll see you around. I was gonna mention a couple things. First of all, just to kind of, okay, no, we've already done this one. Just to kind of touch off on what was going on at the end of last session. We're like 20 minutes in, but this has been a very cursed start. So just to kind of like touch off on where last session ended, and kind of set some things straight a little bit. I definitely was a little bit frustrated last time, but not in like a bad, like in a weird way, I'll say. I don't want to come off as if I didn't like what was being done in the quests or anything. I just want to be clear again that I felt like the quest had a couple logical stopping points that it could have been broken into 2 Archon quests. And they could have done it in the same patch. I would have been fine if they did it in the same patch. They could have ended the Archon quest. Well, again, yeah, break it up. There's like a couple parts they could have broken it up, basically. They could have done it right before going into the domain to fight the Balladeer. So they could have done it there. Or they could have broken it up after we got done with that, and then made like an epilogue quest where you just like talk to everyone like we're doing now, and seeing how everyone's doing. Because what did I go, like 5 or 6 hours last time? And I still didn't finish. I feel like that's quite a bit for a single Archon quest. And I mean, there's been some long Archon quests, but I don't think an Archon quest has taken me that long before. Unless you got like the Chasm or something, but... Or even like the first Sumer... Okay, so with the caveat, like, when you get to the Chasm, it's like, oh, here's a new area, explore it. And that's not really the quest taking so long, because if you just go from objective to objective, it's not as long of a quest. But if you start doing all the exploration and side content, it's a much longer quest. So that would be the caveat, I would say. Is with like exploration areas, Sumeru, Inazuma, stuff like that, unlocking. Other than that, like that was probably the longest quest I can remember. There was I don't think it was an Archon quest. I think it was like the unlockable one with the keys. There was a Zhongli one that was pretty long. I think it took me about 4 hours or something. And then there was a, what was the other one I was going to mention? The Zhao Zhongli... Well, Zhongli showed up as a little bit of a guest, but the Zhao quest... I don't even know if it was a Zhao quest. We're all at the bottom of the chasm with Yelan and Yanfei and Ito and Xiao, and all the people are hanging out. Zhongli kind of saved Xiao at the end. That quest was a... that frog got caught in the net. How apropos. That quest took quite a while. I think that took about 4 hours or something. And that's, again, if there's, I think, like, it kind of makes sense and is nice to have some logical break at some point, and maybe keep them closer to, like, 3 hours each. And I think they pretty much could have done that if they had made a break right before the Balladeer's domain. But again, even just, like, separating out all the epilogue, like, hey, we saved everything, let's just go talk and see how everyone's doing now. Like, I think this would have been another good spot to have maybe a logical break. Because, I don't know, if you're anything like me, when you start that quest, you don't want to stop. Like, you don't want to start in the middle of it. You want to actually complete the quest that you're doing. And that's the only reason I was a little frustrated the time before, because I kept saying, like, oh, it's got to be almost done, right? It's got to be almost done. But I know how dialogue in this game works. I know it often goes on for a very long time. And see, like, that's the thing. I'm someone who actually prefers more dialogue than not. That's always been one of my criticisms. I don't like action movies. I think action movies are boring. I prefer dialogue, you know. So I don't dislike that. Yeah, it's still, what's her name? Rana. I'm gonna save her one day. So I don't really like action movies because I think they're boring, and I prefer dialogue. You know, a lot of people joke about like Dragon Ball Z and the filler content and all that. I mean, I do like Dragon Ball Z, but actually, this is gonna sound weird, but I like it because of the story. I like it because of like the character development and stuff. There's a lot of that you don't immediately notice on the surface. So you can kind of joke about the filler content, but there is a lot of interesting stuff going on with the dialogue if you actually care about and pay attention to the story. Memes aside. So again, it's not that I don't like dialogue, it's just that there's a lot of dialogue in this game, and it's like, it's this battle with myself, because I was staying up later and later. It was gonna make my next day harder because of work and everything. So I was like having to weigh all these like pros and cons, like do I keep going? I know the game's gonna keep moving on, or keep doing dialogue potentially for a long time. Is it worth me pushing on, or should I wait? And eventually I broke down and said, dude, I need to just go to bed. I didn't want it to sour the experience with the dialogue, and I feel like it was getting dangerously close to that. It hadn't really got to that point for me yet, but it was getting dangerously close. Because I was making these comments like, come on, you know, let's just do this. When I start making comments like that, it's like, yeah, let's not let that sour things. Because I really like this quest. It's just, it's a beefy boy. So yeah, that's just to kind of set things straight a little bit, because I didn't want to give that, you know, negative impression with the way things were going before. So yeah, that's that. I feel like there's something else I was going to mention, maybe. I don't know. We'll think about it. We'll see where things go. I did see something that I want to check out in the desert. So basically, my plan for today, and the reason I'm walking here, despite wanting to do this sooner rather than later, my plan for today, this is just giving me a chance to explain things and kind of set the plan straight, and we're almost there. So my plan is to basically wrap up this quest, which I assume will be done in less than an hour. As in from the point I start doing it, so like basically now. I assume it'll be done in less than an hour. And then I would like to just kind of clean up some general things. Like, I might make this a pretty short session. I really did want to make it a full-length session, but I ran 6 hours on my first stream today, and that gave me very little time between streams. I was getting, you know, some chores and stuff done, but I still have stuff I need to get done. Still need to get to bed, you know, with a reasonable time to get to, you know, to say get to work, because I'm working from home tomorrow, but to get started working at a reasonable time so it doesn't screw up my whole day, because that'll cascade across the week if I do that. So, might make it a little bit of a shorter session, but I basically want to clean up some various things. Like, I saw something in the desert that I somehow missed when I went there before, and I really want to check it out. So, that's the teaser for it. It's something that, it's going to be a quick and done thing, I believe, but I want to check it out. So, yeah, with that said, let's go.
This is Port Ormos. Now where could you...
Is that Paimon I hear?
Okay, I was taking a drink there, but that dialogue did cut off. That wasn't me. Interesting.
Huh?
Oh, it's been a while. How are you doing?
Dinnerzad! It's been so long since we've seen you!
We're good. How about you?
I'm doing well. I can go as far as saying I have never been happier in my entire life.
Yeah, you don't have Elazar anymore.
I don't know if you've heard, but Elazar has completely disappeared, and all the patients have recovered. You kidding?
Oh my
Knowing
goodness.
them and the connections they've got, I'm sure they've heard about it.
Always happy to see Dia. Didn't expect to see you here.
That's right. My lady is feeling better now, so I'm accompanying her for a walk.
Why do you still call me that, Dia? You've already informed my father of your resignation.
I guess I'm just used to calling you my lady. Old habits die hard.
Resignation? You mean you're quitting?
Not in a bad way, though.
Yeah, I might start losing my edge if I keep being a bodyguard for the Homayanis.
You know that my parents and I are fond of you, and that we appreciate you very much. It wouldn't be a problem if you wish to continue to be our bodyguard.
I'm not a woman that's easily persuaded. You should know that by now, my lady. When I took this job, I'd already decided that I'd quit as soon as you recovered. It's time for me to get back out there and chase that horizon.
So what are you gonna do now if you're not gonna be a bodyguard anymore?
I want to take a risky job and put my body to the test again.
I like where this is going.
Huh? But we literally just finished one of the most dangerous jobs ever. Are you getting bored already?
I know. If I hadn't joined in that plan with you, I wouldn't have come up with this idea. I guess I still get fired up by that feeling of going all out in a fight. It made me realize that I'm still a mercenary through and through. Life is short, and I'm happy that I got to be a part of that operation. But the whole thing also made me realize that there are still many problems in Sumeru. And as a desert dweller, I'm still not completely ready to settle down on this side of the wall.
Well, I remember a friend had someone bring you a message.
You mean I'll hate them? I didn't expect him to still remember that. I thought he was joking.
We just came from talking with Al-Haytham at the Academia.
Did he tell you that he suggested that I come work at the Academia?
What?
I'm saying this music is so good. We didn't hear anything about that.
I heard that Azar and his cronies fell from power, and Al-Haytham told me that now was a good time to find a job in the Academia, but only if I wanted to.
Whoa. Hyman can't see you being anything other than a mercenary.
Me neither. But I think Dia would look great dressed up as a scholar.
Ugh, forget about it. I wouldn't last 10 seconds in there. Al-Haytham probably just liked the way I worked and knew I'm good in a fight, so he suggested I find some work in the Academia.
But you know, if you take him up on the offer, Sino might actually agree and let you become a Matra. Because you're super amazing.
The Matra have all the talent they need as long as they have Sino. I prefer to be free to live however I choose. In fact, I chose this job from the very start because I knew it'd be right up my alley.
Even if being a mercenary means facing all kinds of danger.
A lion has to return to the wild sooner or later. If anything, being your bodyguard has been unfamiliar territory for me.
I don't want to see you go, but I'll respect your decision.
I'm glad to hear you say that. Come on, no need for the sad face. It's not like we'll never meet again.
I guess being free is just a part of how Dia operates.
Once the whole Dendro Archon thing is settled, everything in Sumeru will take a turn for the better. That makes me happy too. But a peaceful society will probably mean less demand for mercenaries like me. Before long, we'll be a dying breed. So I'd better get to work while I still can.
Huh? But wait a second. You make it sound like you're leaving now.
Well, no, not yet at least. I promised my lady I'd stick around until next week.
So, have you been in Port Ormos this entire time? We were wondering if you had received a letter from Nilu.
Oh, did Nilu write to us?
She heard that you were seen in Port Ormos, so she sent the letter here.
Huh. It was probably sent to the inn that we're staying at. My lady has been very energetic lately and keeps taking me on hikes, staying out even into the night. By the time we get back, the receptionist is usually off napping on the job.
They don't like put it in your room or something?
Right, and we tend to leave quite early in the morning, so the old man on duty is also usually dozing off.
So what it really sounds like is that the person on duty is always asleep.
I bet the letter's at the reception desk. I'll go check later.
No wonder there wasn't a reply. You never received the letter. Good thing Nilu asked us to come and check on that.
Sorry to make you two come all the way out here.
It's okay, anything for you.
It must be something important for Nilu to specifically write to us like that.
Yes, she said they were preparing a victory feast in the Grand Bazaar, and will also be celebrating Sino's reinstatement as General Mahamatra. She was hoping you could come.
Great! I'll be sure to attend.
Count me in too. But is there some sort of dress code or anything for the feast? Can I just show up looking like this?
Since it's being organized by Nilu, I don't think she'll be too picky about that. If anything, I think she wants to see us as our most natural selves.
All right, then this is how I'll show up.
The feast will be held in 2 days, so don't forget.
Sure.
Thank you so much for letting us know. We'll see you there.
Oh, by the way, do you happen to know where Sino and Raman are?
The General Mahamatra always comes and goes without a trace. Normally no one knows his whereabouts.
Oh.
But last time we met, he mentioned that he had something to do in our village. You can try your luck there. As for Raman, your guess is as good as mine. I only remember he said that he had something to discuss with Sino. You can ask Sino when you meet him.
Thanks, Dia.
Don't mention it. You'd better get going.
All right, on to our next stop.
Alright, there's something I want to talk about, actually. I remembered something very interesting. Hold on, what's up, Dia?
After recovering from Elazar, everything seems so different to me. When I look at the scenery I visited before, it has a completely different feeling.
Yeah, you need to be stronger than an ox to take life by the horns.
I think I've heard you say something like that before. But today, I finally understand what you mean.
Is there any place you'd like to go? I can accompany you. I've got time.
What if I tell you that I want to go to the desert?
Fine by me. If we go to the desert, I can introduce you to my friends there. But we should prepare and get everything we need before setting off.
Let's go! I'll go pack my luggage now. After we're done with the feast in 2 days, we can go have fun in the desert.
I'm glad I talked, because then it'll explain why they're there when we inevitably encounter them later.
You can count me in.
I mean, Dia makes sense, but Dunya's odd. Okay, I wanted to talk about something. It happened last time. This is probably what I was thinking of earlier. Give us something to talk about. We're a long ways away from that, so... I'll probably end up still teleporting, but I want to ramble about this for a minute, because it's interesting. It's lore stuff. So, at the end of the quest, well, the end of the part of the quest we've done, we beat the Balladeer after he became a god, and then, he just, like, falls out, because, like, Nahida is taking his gnosis, not vision, his gnosis, and he's like, no, anything but that, please, and he rips himself out of the machine that's presumably keeping him alive. He rips the cables out, reaching for it, and he just falls and just slams into the ground. And then after that, of course, was where things got really wild, because, so we then did the scene where, using that gnosis, we were able to go to see Greater Lord Rukkhadevata in her, like, final memory fragments at the Irminsul tree, and we learned a lot of interesting stuff, and a lot of sad moments happened. What is that? Is that a Sealy? Oh no, it's just butterflies. Okay, I was like, what the fuck? A lot of sad moments happened, where basically Nahida had to erase Greater Lord Rukkhadevata from the tree, which retroactively removed her from history. So nobody else in the world knows that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata ever existed, which is very sad. Nahito is like crying about it, but she didn't know. Despite the fact that she's a god, even she obeys the rules of this world, which gets into some interesting concepts because, you know, there's talk about, like, you know, some people just find gods interesting, like, I think Il Dottore, right? It's like, I think that was him who was like, I just find gods interesting, I don't really care what they are, I think they're just another form of being, as another type of being in this world that just happens to be more powerful. And they're fascinating, that's it. You know, he's like, I don't revere them or anything, right? So, from that perspective, it is interesting because it shows that even she has to obey these same rules that everyone else in the world does. When she retroactively removed that branch from Irminsul, it affected her just like it affected everyone else, all the non-gods as well. The mortals, if you will. So that's interesting, that's fascinating to me. There's another case where we saw something kind of like that, and it was with A. And she basically took that seed and planted the Sakura. And it retroactively existed throughout the timeline because she did it at that one point. So that's like a very... Oh. I'm getting screwed. Okay, we found one of these anyway, so we're good. Okay. So that retroactively changed the timeline there. I can't remember if A had any memory of it, though. Like, when she planted the seed, I think she remembered planting the seed, so the rules there seem a little bit different. I'm not sure the significance of that. So I find that really interesting. There was another piece of all this lore and stuff that happened. Oh my god, I hate this. I hate this. Dude, just pop this. Oh my god. There we go. Okay. It's the Golden Nara. Thank you, Nara friend. Alright, let's get this done and I'll keep going. Time to get back to Vanarana. Golden Nara should visit too. I think this is like a 10-hour quest. I'll talk about that too, probably. So there's some interesting stuff going on there. But yeah, so basically Il Dottore shows up after all that happened, and you know, presumably he also has no memory of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. Again, it was a retroactive alteration to the timeline. They don't drown me. Very good. So presumably he has no memory as well. But we learned a lot of very, very interesting things about him and other bits and pieces of lore. So basically, he has a bit of a standoff with Nahida, and he's trying to get that extra gnosis back. And she's like, I don't want to give it to you, and they go back and forth a little bit, and they end up striking a deal. Basically, Il Dottore, the doctor, has revealed that he has made copies of himself throughout time. Now, not as in he is traversing time, but as in he's, I mean, just making up numbers here, but when he's 16 years old, when he's 20 years old, when he's blah, you know, like, at different periods of his life, he has made these, like, copies of himself. And he referred to it at one point as, like, placing eyes throughout time. Because his idea is that he gets different, perspectives on time, depending on, like, his age or whatever, right? That he'll view things differently. Okay, we got a little friend to play with.
No rest for the wicked.
So he might, you know, he has a valid point by basically saying, you're going to view something different when you're one age versus when you're another, right? Because your perspectives, you have different experiences, you have different perspectives. So he does this as a way to kind of conquer time. That's the way he views it. And it's really interesting. Apparently, even before even before this happened, people were speculating that he was like a god of time or something. I don't know where that comes from, but people have been on to a lot of very interesting things, and I'm going to get to one of those in a moment. It's taken a while to get there, and I'm sorry. But, so they have this showdown, and basically Nahida strikes up a deal. It's like, alright, I'll give you this Gnosis, the one that the Balladeer was using, only if you destroy all of your other copies. So it's just you. And he basically says, you know, okay, I'll do that. But how did you know it was going to work? If it had been any other version of me, it wouldn't have worked. Because this just happens to be the most selfish, my most selfish copy. So again, if it had been any other version, it wouldn't have worked. And so he's like, oh my god, what is happening? Oh, okay. I don't want to go down there. So he's like, it just so happens that you got the right copy that's going to do this, because I don't like all my other copies. He's like, how did you know? How did you figure it out? And Nahida kind of, you know, reveals that the way he was speaking and stuff kind of gave him away. And I think she was probably bluffing a little bit too, but it worked. He deletes all his copies, and boom, we're all good until after I play this song and we continue. Oh, whoops. I really like that melody. Nara's music is heard. I like it. Back to Vanarana I go. Nara, friend, I'll see you around. So, like, everything seems cool, right? And then he starts asking, like, well, what about your Gnosis, Nahida? I would like yours as well, because you just told me that you're going to shut down the, what's it called? Akasha. The computer thing that the, academia has been using to control everybody and everything and all that shit, right? You're gonna shut it down. Well, if you're gonna shut it down, then you have no use for the Gnosis anymore. Why don't you give me this one too? And she's like, easy now, calm down. He's like, oh, let's, you know, okay. Well, what if we just exchanged some secrets or something? And she's like, so people share legends of, like, getting information from the God of Wisdom, yet you come here to the God of Wisdom herself and say that you want to give her information. What's up with this, right? And he's like, he just pulls his dick out, lays it on the table, and he says some batshit insane stuff. And this is it. This is all we get. He says, for starters, what if I told you that the sky is fake? The sky is an illusion or whatever. That's it. That's all he says. And then the screen, like, goes to the side and fades out, and we don't get to hear any more of the conversation. So, okay, what's going on with that? Well, here's the interesting thing now. There is a, back when I did the, whichever quest it was, I don't remember the number, but the quest where we went into the Sabzeruz festival, oh my god, a Samsara. When we went into the Samsara, the cycle, and we had like all the crazy time manipulation stuff going on and all that, that quest, I liked it so much, I wanted to go watch a video of someone else playing it so I could see their reaction and all that. And I found someone by the name of Rednas, and I was watching his video on that, and I really liked it. He had a video called, like, the name of that video was something like, more like Susmaru, and he had like a picture of Lumine given the sus face or whatever. And I watched that video and I really liked it, so I kind of kept up a little bit with his videos on the side. And as I always like to talk about, I like to watch videos of things that I play as well, just to see how other people do things, how people react, etc. So I decided to go watch his video of this quest up to the point where we got. Basically, I stopped right after that conversation, because I didn't want to spoil what's happening now. And when the doctor mentioned that, I was shocked to see that Rednas apparently is more up to date on lore and, you know, theories and stuff than I am, because he was maybe a little shocked by it in the sense like, oh, we're going there, okay, but he wasn't actually surprised by the theory. Instead, he said, oh yeah, that's something people talked about, like, people already knew about this theory, and people have been saying it for, like, years or something. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? I gotta look more into this. So it turns out that I've been mentioning a quest that happened some time ago. And I only had a little bit of context of this quest. But basically, I knew that there was some quest at some point as part of an event or something, a timed thing that I never got to experience, where the balladeer shows up, and I said I thought he looked friendly, at least from the clips that I saw. So what I have seen from more bits and pieces now is that it wasn't entirely friendly. There was a scene where he walks up and you're sitting there with Mona and Fischl, and the balladeer walks up and Mona freaks out and puts up like some kind of field or something and is like, this guy's dangerous. And around that point is when the balladeer actually makes a very interesting statement. The balladeer said that the skies in Tavat are an illusion. So I find that exceedingly interesting. That probably almost 2 years ago in the game now, someone mentioned that the skies are an illusion. And now we have this big bad Fatui Harbinger guy saying the exact same thing. Well, actually they're both Fatui Harbingers. The balladeer is a Harbinger. He was saying that, now we have the doctor saying it. But this is part of the main story now. Again, the other one, to my knowledge, was part of one of the events. So we're getting it as a much deeper part of the main story. And there's yet another question to be had here. I don't know if we're going to get an answer to it or not, but I never considered this. But at the point where I stopped watching the video, I think the question was already at play. I don't remember if Redna said it or someone in the comments said it or what. But there is a question as to whether Nahida actually agreed to give up her gnosis for this extra knowledge or whatever. Now that seems a bit absurd that she would do that, but what if she did? What if she was so intrigued by getting wisdom that maybe she did not know that she gave up her gnosis? Or, even more, what if she was given some kind of forbidden knowledge, which is what corrupted Greater Lord Rukkhadevata in the first place, corrupted Irminsul, caused Elazar, and all this bad stuff we just finally dealt with? What if the knowledge she was given has brought us right back into the same place we were before? Who knows? We'll find out, but there's some interesting theories there. And, let's see what you're saying, Tusk. I got you. But that was a long-winded thing, and I felt like it was fragmented. Because I'm doing bad today. Today is scuffed. But I will say I recommend Red Nuss's videos. It's good stuff. They're edited. And when I mentioned that R&R thing is like a 10-hour quest, I think Red Nuss's videos of this, like, the R&R stuff is like 10 hours. That's what I mean. And that's edited. So that quest is brutal. I've already done good chunks of it, but yeah, it's a big, beefy boy too. But I gotta get to it someday. I do want to finish it. Alright, well, let's talk to Sino now.
It's been a while since we last visited Aru Village.
Yep, like a week.
Ah, there's Sino!
It's been a while. Oh my god, I can't talk. I just drank so much water.
We recovered well, and Tanari agreed to let us leave, so now we're out and about again.
Yeah, so I thought about mentioning it, but I was like, I'm already going on long enough. But after we beat the balladeer, the doctor showed up. He used something, I don't remember if it was like sound or what, but it knocked Paimon and Lumine out. So it was only Nahida and the doctor talking.
It seems Gandharvaville's medical treatment is still as good as ever.
Mm-hmm. And Tainari is recovering well, too.
Oh yeah, because he got zapped.
That's good to hear.
Thank you for taking us to him.
Yeah, you're the one who brought us to him when we lost consciousness, right? Thanks for that.
My man.
You're welcome. Tainari has excellent medical skills, and Kale is quite attentive. It was the best place for you.
But why are you just standing here like a dead tree?
I'm meeting some people.
Oh, you mean Candace?
He trying to smash?
I've already talked with Candace and the village chief. They're still at the usual place. You can go there if you'd like to see them. But you know one of the people I'm meeting as well.
The grandpa dude. Isak. Zhang Li.
Oh, by King Deshret's blessing,
Raman.
my friend suddenly appears in the desert. Don't tell me you've run into trouble and need us to help now.
Is that Raman's waifu?
Raman! And, Sataria?
Oh, you know me?
Yeah, so this is a throwback for a couple quests ago. Nahida helped us. I'm trying to remember the exact motivation at this point. We were trying to get into the academia. We were trying to get information from the academia. We needed to compromise somebody, and Sataria was the one. So through the help of Nahida, we possessed people that she spoke to, and tried to convince her that the Scarlet King Deshret was like back and was judging her and was mad that she hasn't been faithful. She's that one.
Oh, well, you're pretty famous in the academia.
Nice try, Paimon.
Don't worry, these are our friends. No need to be so guarded.
I see.
How have you been doing lately?
I'm doing well. Many good things have happened recently.
Same here. Really, I feel that my whole life has started to shine after suddenly finding a new direction.
Oh, tell us everything.
Well, you see, I just saved 15% or more on my car insurance by switching to Geico. This is not a sponsored stream.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Alright, well, I suppose I should start by saying I've decided to leave the academia.
Okay.
What?
You're not going to be a scholar anymore?
It's not that I've given up on being a scholar. Instead, you could say I've found a new identity. I will no longer pursue research like a typical scholar, but I have not completely given up on my relationship to knowledge either.
Getting that carnal knowledge. I know what you're saying. I got you.
I can see what you're saying now.
What do you mean?
I plan to leave the academia and return to teach here in the desert.
Wow, so you want to become a teacher?
Sataria will return to support education here and teach people from the desert. She can't teach everyone on her own, but there are many of us Eremites all over Sumeru. She came to discuss a collaboration with me and hoped that I could bring her ideas to the Eremites.
One moment. I need to jot down a reminder of something. This reminded me in a very roundabout way of something. Alright, sorry about that.
Yes, it's my hope that the Eremites can help me select a group of smart people with the best aptitude for teaching. I'll teach them, and after they've finished learning from me, they can go educate more people. That is the true meaning of education and the spreading of knowledge.
The people of King Deshret suffer from sandstorms, exile, and ignorance. Miss Ataria is more than welcome to come teach here. Her arrival is like a star shining in the desert night.
I think Raman wants to smash. What do you think?
The stars have always guided caravans, thieves, soldiers, and travelers who get lost in the night. They lead those in the dark out of trouble and back to safety.
I thought he wanted to smash Dia before.
Oh, please. Where's all of this coming from?
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
starting to feel a little embarrassed.
He just called her a star, like in the desert and everything. Come on, he's trying to smash.
You deserve these compliments. Mercenaries are accustomed to danger and don't fear death, which is why we recognize extraordinary actions that common people would easily overlook.
Sataria's idea will bring much good to many people.
At first, I feared it was destined to fail. Everyone knows that the academia doesn't allow scholars to teach in the desert without permission. As you know, all knowledge is under their surveillance and control, and very few desert dwellers are as lucky as me. But what I heard at that time has been haunting my heart, as if there were lightning bolts constantly bombarding my soul. Sataria, you tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the academia's grasp on you will become. Sataria, why haven't you gone home? Never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
Miss.
These words sparked something in me, and I knew that I had to bring something back to my people after going home.
So are those the actual lines we fed her? So what was supposed to happen? I don't know if we're going to comment on this, and I thought about this but never really addressed it because the quest went so wild. But Nahida was like, don't worry, I'll fix everything with Sataria afterward. You know, I'll make sure that things don't go too crazy. But what ended up happening is Nahida got like captured and like things went crazy. So she never really got to set things straight with Sataria and stuff, and maybe that just kind of slipped away. And because it's like Sataria went to speak to her friend and her friend was like all mean and like, because we're possessing her friend and it's like, you need to go to the desert, you betrayed your people, we're an asshole now. It's like, apparently she accepted all that though.
I gathered up the courage to approach the Grand Sage, only to find that he was no longer at the Academia. Lord Sino told me that Azar didn't belong there anymore.
Azar has received much needed punishment. Though, if you ask me, it may have been too light. You probably have already heard.
Oh yeah, we heard.
Lord Sino helped me obtain permission to leave the Academia for the desert, and accompanied me here to discuss collaboration with members of the Eremites.
I bet Sino would have hooked his balls up to a car battery with an alligator clamp. Had a little bit of fun with them.
My plan was able to go smoothly thanks to him and Rahman.
You're all doing so much for the desert.
Aside from that, I also have some other business to discuss with Sino.
Lesser Lord Kusanali has allocated many resources to support and develop the desert. I've done some business for her, and part of it required the assistance of the Eremites.
Okay, so I have questions. Immediate questions. Lesser Lord Kusanali? What does that mean? We've retroactively erased the existence of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. So what does the Lesser Lord mean in the absence of a Greater Lord?
I applied for a few batches of educational materials from the Academia, and sent them to several groups in the desert, as instructed by Lesser Lord Kusanali. I believe the people will make good use of them.
Oh, there's so many questions. This bothers me. Hoyoverse, Mihoyo, whatever we call them now. They're pretty good at this stuff. And almost every time I call out something that I think is a plot hole, they fix it. They anticipated it. But this is bothering me. I guess here's the problem I have, okay? No, let's finish the dialogue. Next time I have to walk somewhere, I'll explain this, because this is going to take a minute.
That's exactly what the people here need. Physical books and other related items. If it weren't for Sino and Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'm afraid we'd never be able to get our hands on them.
Apart from this, the Academia is also recruiting scholars that are willing to teach in the desert. I'll let you and Sataria know as soon as I have any more news. We must be persistent about this and maintain these resources to ensure long-term effectiveness.
This is the first time in hundreds of years we've had a glimmer of hope. I think this may be the turning point for the desert. Remember these words. Here lies our faithful priest, Kasala. His wisdom is a miracle among the people, deserving of high praise and admiration. I hope people with wisdom like that priest will rise again among the desert dwellers. Then we'll once again see the wisdom and glory that once shook the world.
Enough about us. Are you here to discuss some business too?
No, not at all. We're actually here on behalf of Nilu. Nilu wanted to write to everyone, but she wasn't sure where the letters should be sent, so she asked us to come find everyone personally. A celebration feast will be held in 2 days at the Grand Bazaar. She hopes that all of you will be able to attend. At the feast, we'll also be celebrating Sino's reinstatement as General Mahamatra.
Aren't you not supposed to say that?
Although, judging from your appearance, it seems you've already been reinstated. Paimon thought you would only start working for the Academia after the feast.
Celebration? Feast?
Oh, so you really didn't know?
It's the first I've heard of it.
Tainari was right. He really didn't know.
Yeah, Paimon. Good job.
This feast is for you, Sino. Sounds to me like you'll have to be there.
Oh, he hates it.
It's rare to see that kind of expression from Lord Sino. You must not like feasts very much.
No, not really. But I'll go.
You two are invited as well.
Well, I still have a lot to handle here. Besides, I need to look after Miss Sataria in the desert, so I'll have to pass.
I bet you're trying to look after her, aren't you?
I'm afraid I won't be able to join you. Although, if you'd be so kind, please give a message to Miss Nilu for me. The message is, I'm sorry for how I treated you before, but now I understand the beauty of your dance. It's like a light shining in the sky. You and the art you symbolize are not only beautiful, but also lively and powerful, so much so that it was prohibited. Please keep dancing, and someday I'll be able to appreciate your art in person.
Look at Rama. He's looking at her right now, too. He's trying to appreciate that art. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, we've got all that down.
We'll be sure to give the message to Nilu.
Our job here is complete as well. Oh, Sino, remember, party's in 2 days. Make sure you're there.
Got it.
I think that's everyone. Wait for the feast to start 2 days later. That's perfect. That's just enough time for me to ramble. All right. No, I'm actually genuinely curious about this, and I don't know if it's going to be addressed or not. So, we took that branch of Irminsul, which represented Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, and we deleted it. Nahida deleted it. So, that retroactively removed any memory of her and everything. Even Nahida doesn't remember her, despite being a god. So, does that... Well, actually, no, here's the question. There's two things that can mean, because I think I'm describing it in one way, and it might mean something else. Did it delete the memories? Or did it delete her existence? Because those are two different concepts, right? Deleting the memories of Rukkhadevata does not mean that we deleted her existence. Thus, all the things that she has done in the past would still apply, just nobody has any memory of it, right? But if we deleted her existence, then that has a completely different meaning, and I don't even know where to start with that. Like, I don't even know how to begin breaking that one down if we actually deleted her existence retroactively, but maybe that's what it means. So that's the biggest question I have at the moment, because that changes everything. But the real question here for me, and you know, what I started thinking about, is a lot of the actions, a lot of the things we were talking about are, they are reliant on the existence of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata and Lesser Lord Kusanali. I mean, the fact of calling her Lesser Lord Kusanali, what is a Lesser Lord without a Greater Lord to compare to? Right? The title means nothing without there also being a Greater Lord. So that alone is interesting to me. I don't know what to make of that. Like why they're still referring to her by that title. We go up more? Is this where I want to be? Okay, no, this is, yeah, good. So they're still referring to her by that title, which I find interesting. And many of the actions, again, are built around the idea of the two existing. So all the stuff in the desert with the Scarlet King and all that, that relied on the supposed feud between the Scarlet King and, or, you know, either the Greater Lord or the Lesser Lord, kind of both of them. It relies on that feud. Oh, it's Isak. Hey, I know you. It's you. Have you been doing okay? Been busy? Are you hungry? Want to come to my place for a bit? Steady there, Mr. Enthusiastic. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bother you. But you saved Grandpa, and that makes you our family's hero. Thank you so much. Ever since that incident, I've been thinking that I should work harder so I can help my grandpa, just like you did. Miss Candace always says that I should be thankful to those who've helped me and that I should learn from them. That's very true. Oh, he's going to give me something. All right. But Dia tells me that I should be patient because I'm still young and that I should start small and learn to live independently first before learning to take care of my grandpa. And that's why I've started cooking for myself lately. I've practiced a few times and think it came out all right. Want to try some? What did he give me? Charcoal baked... something cake. Alright. Where was I at on that? So, many of the events... So the whole thing, the supposed feud between the Scarlet King and, Greater Lord, and then now that being carried on by the Eremites and stuff into modern day with the Lesser Lord Kusanali, and they hating her and all that until recently. All that doesn't really make sense without there being two entities, right? At least to me. That's the way I'm viewing it for now. So, I'm not sure what to make of that. And then the academia. Why would the academia... Because it seems... Okay, so it seems to me that when we took that branch off the tree... Lumine got the indication understood very quickly, like, oh, nobody else remembers what we just did in terms of deleting Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. Nobody else remembers that but me, because I'm not a part of this world. So she asks Nahida, what do you remember? And Nahida's like, well, we removed that stuff from Irminsul, that's it, right? Conveniently missing the other part of the whole Greater Lord Rukkhadevata part. So, there's something missing there, but what's interesting to me is that why were we there in the first place removing that from Irminsul if it was never there in the first place? What put that corruption there in the event that there is no Rukkhadevata? Why... So I guess... I find it very confusing. Because we all have memories. We all understand that we kind of existed in this timeline or whatever, in which the Academia had imprisoned Lesser Lord Kusanali. And we don't really seem to have a problem accepting that. Like... We all know that we engaged in this plan to break her out, to save her. None of that's like throwing us off. None of that's throwing us for a loop. But without Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, what reason does the Academia have to imprison Lesser Lord Kusanali in the first place? Their entire motivation was basically like, you're not as good. We don't like you as much. But again, without one, the other action doesn't make sense, right? So I'm probably reading too much into it, but this is going to really bother me if they don't explain it. What did Tusk say? There's a lesser lord and a greater lord. Wouldn't that mean there's something in between the two? Maybe even like an upper lord. Well, I mean, in this context, there's not been anything like that. I mean, there's only been the two. I don't think there has to be something in the middle. But in this context, there's only been the two. Look at this guy imprisoned. We haven't dealt with one of these in a minute. Let's see, we'll pop this. Pop! Yeah, I'm just gonna have a hard time accepting this for a bit. And then I'll just get over it at one point because it's like, whatever. They might have missed like one thing out of many, many things. They're really consistent overall. Do we have to burn these? Is that what it is? Yeah, we do. Okay. I get really wrapped up though in the idea of like retroactively changing things and how that like fits in with where we're at now. So we have too many memories of the events that only really seem to make sense if they both existed. Why else would we have had to break Kusanali out, Nahida? So they might remember if there's Lesser Lord. Well, no, like we deleted Rukkhadevata. Like we deleted her from the timeline basically. Like it was a whole plot point where Lumine was like, "Oh, I guess I still remember Rukkhadevata because I'm not from this world." There is no Greater Lord. The Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was the old Dendro Archon, and she basically sacrificed herself to try to stop this forbidden knowledge that was destroying everything. And in doing that, that created... The way she did it was by ripping off a branch of the World Tree, Irminsul, and then that's what the Lesser Lord was born from. That's what Kusanali was born from. Material collecting Aranara. A shriveled star shroom, and a Viparius. Ooh, I only had two. Cool. Shriveled star shrooms can be very useful too. Thank you, Nara friend. Time to get back to Vanarana. Golden Nara should visit too. Yeah, Tusk, I mean the whole thing was that the Academia, they liked Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. They was like, our God of Wisdom, you're so smart. You gave us the Akasha, you know, or weird Neuralink computer thing that, you know, tells us all the knowledge and everything. You gave us this, and you're so smart. You're our God of Wisdom. We love you. And then, all of a sudden, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappears, and in her place was Lesser Lord Kusanali. And they were like, you're an inferior god. You're not as good. We don't like you. So we're going to lock you up. I mean, that's literally what they did. We're going to lock you up because you represent the loss of our god. You remind us that the god we really like, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, is dead. Right? The old Archon. So they locked her up for, like, ages. And then they complained that she was an inactive god and wasn't doing anything to help them. And it's like, well, no shit, you locked her up. What did you expect to happen? So then they went through all these crazy schemes and stuff to, like, build a new god, which, I mean, they did. They did make a new god, but he was batshit crazy, so we beat him. Ooh, another Aranara. Whoops. So I wonder if the academia would have ever gone as batshit insane as they did without that split between the god, without that split between the Dendro Archon. Because I mean, that's what to me seems to have made them really go crazy, was losing the Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. But they technically still had her there anyway, kind of, because Lesser Lord is also Greater Lord in a weird way. It's all crazy stuff, man. It's all crazy stuff. And we have a Dendroculus here. Let's look for it. Inside of this tree or something. Nah, there it is. Very easy one. Don't know how I missed it. Because I never did this.
Stabilize. Solidify.
Alright, what's next? Come on. Bop these fools. I think the Vocaloid thing you mentioned was the R&R singing, right? Hey, don't hit me.
Stabilize.
Oh, there we are.
Destiny has brought me hither.
I don't think I've heard of a Vocaloid effect in a while. Can't remember the last time I did. Oh, but yeah, that's enough rambling for me on weird stuff. I probably missed something else there. Because there's like 18 different ways in my brain where all that just gets really confusing. It's like I have a hard time accepting it. I don't dislike the way it played out, I just have a hard time agreeing with it. I know where we're at. We're near Gandharvaville, aren't we? Vimara Village. No, we're further away. Okay. Party's DI. We're gonna warp out here, very near Sumeru City. And we're gonna wait and continue the quest. See what happens. Yo, that kid is excited. What time do I have to wait for? I think 19. I think this will be 2 days, because I ran around for a while. Alright. Let's point to the, oh, they actually refer to it as 24.
Today's the big day! Let's go to the Grand Bazaar and see how the celebration's coming along.
Despite the fact that I use 24-hour format, I never know how to refer to midnight. Because saying 0 just looks weird, but 24 is also weird. Because you don't say 2401, 2459, or whatever. Dude, we've been to the Grand Bazaar a handful of times. It's always fun. In light of the alternating day cycles, one can see the homeward figure of the lighthouse on the bridge. But what is this, a riddle or a proverb or something? Alternating day cycles, homeward figure. Hello, traveler. Are you interested in Druss's riddle too? Drusus's riddle. Is it really a riddle? Oh no, side quest. It was set up by an academia researcher named Drussus. As far as I know, he's an eccentric, even among the academia crowd. He'll also talk about riddles with anyone as well as research all kinds of encryption methods. But some of his riddles are too incomprehensible, so not many people are willing to deal with them. So he came up with the solve the riddles for prizes idea. Simply put, this riddle actually hints at a treasure trove. You just have to show up at the right place at the right time using the right method and you'll get the treasure. Drussus also gave a hint, saying that the locations are all within Sumeru City. But as you can see, no adventurer has been able to succeed. You can certainly try if you're interested, but if you ask me, I'd tell you to do something else more productive. Okay, that was quick. Might be the event. I had a little cute pop-up when I started the game, like some event was open. See, this is the one thing I don't like about my new approach to playing the game, where I mainly focus on stories. I actually like doing the events. But man, it's so much to keep up with. Like, I really like this game, but it's so much to keep up with. It's hard to do this at your own pace and not miss out on things. Yo, everyone's chilling.
Everybody's already here. Looks like we're the last ones to arrive.
So typical. It's all your fault, Paimon.
I'm here.
Sino, your subtitles are wrong.
Ah, there you are.
Good evening.
Well, look who finally decided to show up.
You look like you came here immediately after finishing up some work. I'm very happy to see you here.
But we're not late, are we? It's just that everyone else arrived ahead of time.
I propose that the last one who arrived be put in charge of today's speeches.
You trying to make me talk again?
Nah, there won't be any speeches today.
There'll be dances.
Oh, really? Well, even better.
Come join us over here. Let's share some great food and drinks, and chat about all sorts of fun things.
Everything looks quite good.
Wow! Paimon can't wait! Traveler, just look at all the delicious food here!
The feast and celebration of the General Mahamatra and the Grand Bazaar goes as planned. Drinks are flowing, the food is delicious, and the venue is beautifully arranged. Everybody eats and drinks before enjoying the performance prepared by Nilu and everyone in the Grand Bazaar. Time passes gradually in the wonderful atmosphere, and the beautiful evening feels almost like a dream.
Wow! It's so delicious! Oh, this grilled meat tastes amazing! The food was specially prepared for you by everyone in the Grand Bazaar. And we have gifts that were sent by the residents of Sumeru City when they heard we were holding a feast.
The food is prepared for Sino or us? What if it was secretly for us?
Everyone that came said that you saved Sumeru and wanted me to thank you all on their behalf.
Ah, feels kind of nice to be seen as a hero.
Oh, just
I
everyone.
can get used to this.
Okay, just everyone. I was like, everyone did play a really good part in that plan. It really wasn't just us this time.
Being a bodyguard is also a hero's job. You've always been amazing, Dia.
Dunyazad, you're trying to hit on Dia a lot, aren't you?
My lady sure has a way with words. Thanks. I'm glad to hear it.
And I'm happy to meet everyone that participated in the great plan.
Don't mention it.
Come to think of it, we've really done something impressive together. It's unbelievable.
We owe it to our abilities. And luck.
Really? Why do I remember everybody thinking that luck was against us and feeling like we hardly had a chance of succeeding?
That's how I remember it too.
It's luck that brought us together, and it was luck that let us form a team. Then, it took even more luck for us to formulate a plan and implement it successfully. Moreover, judging from the results, everything worked out well.
Yeah, everyone gave it their all when it mattered most. It was almost like a performance. We took the stage and put on our best show. Everyone played their part, and thanks to everyone's efforts, the performance was a great success.
I just have to say again, though, it's really impressive how, starting from the very beginning of 3.0, little bits and pieces were already... It's Chekhov's gun, right? So many little bits and pieces were in place that all came together at the end. It was very well done in this case.
So, would you say we're good actors too?
That's one more talent under our belt.
It's such a blessing that Lesser Lord Kusanali was able to return to power at the Academia.
Yes, even after being abandoned and neglected so many times, she's finally returned.
Oh my god, please tell me. Please tell me they're addressing the thing I just spent like 10 minutes talking about. Like, again, I'm just gonna do the quick reiteration here. Why are we calling her Lesser Lord Kusanali if we erased Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? What is a Lesser Lord in the absence of a Greater Lord? And why did any of those events happen in the absence of the Greater Lord? So many events don't make sense without there being both. Let's see, maybe they're addressing it, maybe I'm gonna get blueballed. Return to the Academia, abandoned and neglected.
Uh-huh. Lesser Lord Kusanali once used all her power in a great disaster, which resulted in her losing all her wisdom and
Oh my
memories
God.
of the past. The Academia basically abandoned her because of it.
That's the simplest explanation that I didn't think of. It's literally the same story as before, except it was only one god doing it instead of one god sacrificing herself and dying to create the next god. It was the same god in this case. That's what they're saying?
This should be something everybody should remember. Huh? You look surprised. I didn't say anything wrong, did I?
I can't believe I didn't think of that. I feel stupid.
No, everything you said is correct.
That's good.
Yeah, so again, Lumine has memory of what actually happened because she's not from here.
Something wrong?
Yeah, what's with that face? You knew all of this already.
Don't mind me, my mind was elsewhere.
Even if those two giants of the Academia are here, I still have to say it. Those sages really have some nerve. 500 years ago, Lesser Lord Kusanali used all her power for the people of Sumeru, and what did they do in return?
It seems that after everyone forgot Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, their understanding of Sumeru's history also changed. Now everyone believes that Lesser Lord Kusanali has been Sumeru's Archon all along. Maybe I'm the only one in all of Tevat who remembers that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata ever existed. Dude, that's actually really sad. Well, as the witness of all that happened, I shall respect her choice and keep the secret for her.
If you bite the hand that feeds you, don't act surprised when it turns into a knuckle sandwich, right, Sino?
Perhaps I shouldn't say this, but their treatment of Lesser Lord Kusanali calls for a more severe punishment.
I'm telling you, Sino wants to hook their balls up to a car battery.
You could simply tell Lesser Lord Kusanali that you wish to have Azar and his accomplices severely punished.
I respect our deity's decision and won't interfere in any way. While we're on this topic, why didn't you accept the Academia's invitation to become the Grand Sage?
Are you trying to say that I'm fit to be a sage?
Not at all. But every person handling the selection process has said that you are the most suitable candidate to lead the Academia right now.
I'm not saying he should do it. You should do what you want to do. You should be not obligated, but you have the right to turn something down if you don't want to do it. But oftentimes, people that don't want to do something make very good candidates. Because they do it for the right reason, rather than for clout.
Why? Because he dethroned Azar from power?
Could you try to put it another way? This is a good thing, yet you're making it sound like I overthrew Azar for my own personal gain.
But seriously though, I always wondered if you had some personal motives behind it.
I did have my own motive, but it had nothing to do with being a sage.
Knowledge.
If the rules of our nation were suddenly cast by the wayside, then it wouldn't be long until chaos ensued. I had no intention of letting their dreams disrupt my life.
Yeah, that's surprisingly simple, but can't argue with that.
By that, you mean your life working as the Academia's scribe.
Precisely.
Wait, is that all?
So, that's the only reason why you joined us and came up with all those plans?
You can't judge somebody for knowing what they want in life.
It's reason enough.
You've certainly got quite the personality.
You flatter me.
All right then. How about you? You've already resumed work as the General Mahamatra, right?
That's right.
Will you be happy with that life?
It's not about being happy. There are merely a lot of things that I must do.
That checks out. Sino is very principled.
Even so, keep your spirits up and try to be happy, okay? And try to smile more every day, just like I'm doing now.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
Movie? Nope. Yeah, with All Hate Them. I can respect that. He knows what he wants to do in life, and he's not gonna... He doesn't want to be pressured into doing something that he doesn't want to do. I can respect that. I have told a boss before, like, I don't want... I'm not seeking a single promotion. I want to stay where I'm at. I don't want any more responsibility. I just want to get a paycheck and be done. I've told bosses that. It's like, I just want to meet my requirements and be done at the end of the day. Because, like, typically, once you go up any further where I'm at in software engineering, you start leading a lot of people and stuff. I don't want to lead anyone. I just want to write code. And I already do less of that than I would like. So, no more. No change. Alrighty, let's start with Nilu. Let's sweep. And we'll talk to everyone.
Ah, there you are, traveler. Well, how is it? Are you enjoying the feast today? If there's anything you're unhappy with, just let me know. I'll be sure to take note of it.
It's great. Thanks for inviting me.
That's good. It's the first time I've ever invited so many exceptional people to one place. I was a little nervous myself. You see, every guest here is quite extraordinary. It's unbelievable that we've got everyone together here. Almost like a fairy tale. Make sure you live it up tonight. I'll be happy as long as you're enjoying yourselves.
We have a message to tell you. You tell Sataria's message to Nilu.
I'm honored to have her think of me this way. If I have a chance in the future, I would really like to invite her to one of my performances. I can't explain why, but I just feel elated right now. Thank you.
Oh, that was quick. Alright. We'll sweep this way. Oh no, we're gonna save Dia for last.
I seldom participate in such lively gatherings, but the atmosphere here is quite good.
Ah, I thought you might find it boring.
No. This gathering today has a unique meaning. The Grand Bazaar is lively because the people here feel happiness from the bottom of their hearts, unlike the farces at the Academia. That happiness is an emotion that'll be forever alien to those bookworms who have driven themselves insane by studying. I seem to have taken both keys when I left the house. Oh well.
Your roommate can't get in? Is that gonna come up, or is that just flavor text? Chekhov's gun? Sino, what's up?
The atmosphere here is good, and everything is delicious.
Must be rare to see you at such a lively gathering.
Yeah, I don't often come to such places, but it feels quite good. I have a lot to handle these days. Otherwise, I could show you around.
It's alright, don't worry about us.
There's always next time. We're friends after all.
Aw.
This feast is pretty good. I like it.
Big boss vibes. I mean, not exactly, but just hearing a tough dude like that just be like, this is good. Big boss vibes. If you know, you know. Very specific moment. This is good. Alright, what's up, Dia? What's up, girl?
My lady, the grilled meat over there is delicious. Have you tried it?
Yes, I also tried some fruit just now. Oh, they're very sweet. What an amazing place to relax. No wonder everybody likes to rest at the Grand Bazaar.
You said it. Oh, look who else is here.
Hello! Oh, I'm so happy Nilu invited everybody. Oh, now I have the chance to meet all the heroes.
My pleasure. I'm glad we could come.
Hey, less of that polite chit-chat and more eating and drinking. The feast is about having fun, not stuffy formalities.
And now it's time for a movie, right? What's up with Lumine?
Hey, what's wrong? Your head is starting to
Yeah,
droop.
so you look like you're sleeping. I was about to say that some sketchy stuff about to happen. What's up? I'm suddenly a little sleepy. Feels like I'm about to nod off.
Hey, you can't just fall asleep here. Paimon will go find something delicious for you to eat. You'll wake up once you put something yummy in your tummy.
Nah, that's how you get the itis. Really?
Of course, just wait here for Paimon.
Dainsliff shows up. I don't know. Is it because I didn't sleep well last night that I feel sleepy all of a sudden? Or is it because I'm too full? See? The itis! Being too full? There we go. Huh? Seems like someone is there. That's not Nahida, is it? That doesn't make sense. I mean, it could, but... What's this staticky thing? Is this the doctor? We'll find out. I know I've seen this effect. That's why I'm so... Like, what is this? We have seen this. We're frozen in time. Have we?
It's me.
It is Nahida, okay. We're good. Nothing bad, nothing sketchy yet. Nahida, it looks like my consciousness is connected to yours again.
You may blame me for being a bit too self-indulgent. I was thinking about talking with you, and the next thing I knew, I had made a connection with you. The connection between us is amazing. It's like flora and the fence it grows upon.
Is there anything you need from me?
I heard there's an amazing celebration feast today at the Grand Bazaar. I wanted to have a look for myself, so I snuck in. Lately, I've been so busy dealing with all the fallout from recent events, so I really haven't had any free time. Although you've already helped me with a lot, there's still one more thing I hope you can help me with.
What is it?
Please say thank you to everyone for me.
I will do that. So that's what this is about. Nahida, it'd be better if you could do that yourself.
Is it not convenient for you to do that for me?
Aw, no, it's... Oh... Some things in this world must be done by yourself.
But if I just show up all of a sudden, people will become all quiet and stiff, won't they?
Even if they do, you should, because if you want to be a present god, if you want to change that image, you have to start somewhere.
What if I end up scaring them and ruining this wonderful feast? That'd be the last thing I want.
But also, this is the entire group of people that saved you. I think these would be the last people that would be scared of you. It'll be fine. Please don't worry too much.
Let me think about it. Okay,
Have you made up your mind?
yes, I have.
I won't do it. That's good. Wait, huh? Is she gonna just possess
You said I
Lumi?
should go thank everyone as myself, right? So... I've decided to borrow your body for the time being. Please don't blame me. The flora also climbs up to the fence to get closer to the sky.
Weird. Then at least promise me you won't say anything weird when you're in my body. Speech, speech, speech.
Everyone,
Oh my god, Lumine's talking! I've never heard her speak before, so that's her natural voice, right?
are you awake now? Paimon was just about to bring you the food.
Even Paimon didn't notice. What?
It's me. Huh? That voice. Nahida?
Wait, would that same thing have happened if you're Ether? Would they not have noticed immediately?
Hold up, what's going on?
I didn't expect to have a conversation with the consciousness of Lesser Lord Kusanali in the Grand Bazaar. Interesting. Is this also a part of the feast?
No, of course not. Are you Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Hello, Nilu.
You know who I am?
Of course.
Yes, I already know every one of you. Nilu, Alhaitham, Sino, Dia, Paimon, and Dunyarzad.
Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Oh, interesting.
I took the liberty of occupying the traveler's body so that I could thank all of you in person. Thank you so much for rescuing me, even if that meant placing your own safety in peril and taking the risk of becoming enemies with the academia, the sages, the doctor, the balladeer, and even the entirety of Sumeru. Without you, without any of you, I would have been in a much more difficult situation. Had you not helped me to resolve the crisis, not only I, but Sumeru and even the entirety of Tevat would have suffered great misfortune. People refer to you as the heroes who managed to rescue a god. I'm quite fond of this name. It not only explains your identities, but also bears witness to your relationship with me. Please, allow me to present to you my most sincere gratitude.
This is wholesome.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, you have done so much for Sumeru, and I didn't even have a chance to do anything for you. You don't have to do this.
Actually, you did a lot more than you realized because you actually sparked a lot when, I'm not going to break down the whole quest line, but you were central to a lot of things that happened early on. Like with the samsara, the cycle.
Dunyarzad, the suffering you endured during your illness is also proof of you being with me and praying for me. Thank you.
You don't need to be so ceremonious. It's always been my duty to protect you.
This is how the relationship between the Academia and Dendro Archon should be. We just did what was necessary and set things back on the right path.
You're an Archon, but you act so humble. You really don't need to be so polite with us.
I'm honored to have been able to take part in this plan. I hoped you liked the dance I dedicated to you.
Actually, I couldn't see it because I was still trapped. But if you want to do one now, we could show a movie.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you so much.
Oh, nice. I was like, wait a minute, we're going to transition, aren't we? Good. They're getting really good at these. There's a couple that are still hit and miss, but they're getting really good at these transitions. See? Just like I said, everybody's very happy to meet you.
Yeah.
Nahida shows up for a surprise visit and brings the feast to its climax. Sincere joy in the hearts of everyone is present. A warm atmosphere of talking and laughter carries on late into the night. And the feast ends on a perfect note. The end. Genshin Impact is over, guys. We can pack it up and go home. The next day.
Are you awake? Did you rest well?
I think I slept alright. Is it time for the festival? Let's go.
After Nahida left, you ate a lot of food. You've become a glutton.
Still nothing compared to Paimon.
That just means you still have a lot to learn from Master Paimon, the Sage of Gluttony.
I think they did one time where they kind of did a callback to the dream cycle just to like tease you and fake you out. Like you knew it wasn't gonna happen, but they did it anyway, just to tease you. They should have done it again right now. Just one off-the-wall goofy thing to make you think you're back in the cycle or something.
Alright, since you're awake now, should we go and have a chat with Nahida? She should be in the academia right about now. If you have any questions, now's your chance to ask.
Oh, of course. Every time we finish a major Archon quest thing, we usually get to sit there and chat with them for a bit. Ask them about 5 questions or so. So this is gonna be big, yeah. Alright. Nice little, you know, nothing too crazy. Just chilling out, max and relaxing, all cool. Eating some b-ball in the Grand Bazaar. Just chilling, you know? It's a nice little environment there. I'm really glad, like, as much as I wanted to be able to do the whole quest last week, I'm really glad I stopped when I did, because again, it was running late. We're like 2 hours in, and granted, I've kind of been dicking around and pontificating on things and all that, so I've spent some extra time today. But I'm glad I didn't let, like, the length of the quest last time and how late it was getting. It's like, man, I need to get some sleep before work and all that. I'm glad I didn't let that sour the end of the quest, because it's nice and wholesome and just chill. It was better to take that break, even though I only play this on Sunday. There's nothing worse than, like, letting a simple thing kind of ruin the, you know, whether it's a quest in a game, like, whatever it is, like, if you let something simple kind of ruin it and take away that enjoyment, that sucks, you know? Because you only get this one chance to really experience the quest the first time. You can watch somebody else play it, but... Gluttony mayo, man. What the hell are you talking about, dude? I don't like the sound of it because I hate mayonnaise. So I don't like where it's going. Yo, what was that dude, was it LA Beast? Yeah, LA Beast. He used to do a lot of eating challenges and, like, random food challenges and stuff. And I think he had a video where he ate, like, a gallon jug of mayonnaise or something. God, I almost threw up. Like, I can watch a lot of those eating things and they don't really bother me that much, but just mayonnaise, like, just spoonful after spoonful of mayonnaise, God, that was miserable. I hate mayonnaise, so just, that's one of the only ones that's, like, really gotten to me. My favorite ones is kind of gross, but it's also hilarious, where he'll try to, like, eat hot dogs, and the trick is he just swallows hot dogs whole. So I'll, like, just put the hot dog and just, like, deep throat the thing and just swallow the whole hot dog, but then sometimes, like, it'll cough and, like, a whole ass hot dog will come shooting up. Like, not chewed or anything, just a whole hot dog will come spitting back up. I don't know if that guy still does anything, but he used to do stuff like a decade ago or whatever. It's been ages. Alright, Nahida, what's up? Let's chat. Lore time.
Hello, Traveler and Paimon. What a fantastic night. I'm still immersed in all the happiness and joy, like a candle floating on water. So are we, and that's why we're here to talk with you. Is there anything you want to know?
A lot. What did you talk to with the doctor? That's going to be one of the options here, about what happened after I fell asleep. Care to tell us more about the fake skies? And, okay, so we've confirmed that Fontaine is next. I thought so, but I didn't actually, I wasn't 100%, but this confirms it. So we get 4 big options, and some of these may branch a little bit, but let's start with the Akasha.
After recent events, the Akasha can no longer function as it used to.
No more Neuralink.
I've given it some thought, and have decided to shut it down permanently. But this is definitely not a bad thing. Even from the beginning, I've been planning to shut it down.
Oh yeah, you, not Greater Lord, because the whole, okay.
The Akasha's centralized administration of knowledge has always restrained people's curiosity and curtailed the number of paths available to them. I don't think this is good for Sumeru.
But you, in the original version, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, but In this new version, you decided that you needed to set this up to try to get in as much info from the people and all that to use it as a way to try to combat the forbidden knowledge, right? And now that everything is done, we can, like, it can be shut down.
Although people may initially feel a little uncomfortable with the loss of the Akasha, they will soon understand that this life is more suitable for them. And as for the future of Sumeru, I'm preparing to regain control of the academia.
Yeah.
The former sages have received their punishment, but the new sages have yet to be selected. I will oversee the process personally.
Junior Zod.
I hope that the new 6th grade sages will be more focused on academics. Sumeru needs such leaders more than ever. The other big issue is the people of King Deshret. All the residents of the desert, in fact. They have been mistreated for far too long. I've already taken some measures to address this. It will take some time to rebuild everything, but no matter if it's culture, friendship, or trust, we will rebuild it.
About what happened after I fell asleep that day.
You mean, what happened after the doctor put you to sleep?
We just pluralized this. That's not gnosis, that's gnosis. Did he take the gnosis?
Not exactly. The top-ranked Fatui Harbingers, up to number 3, possess power comparable to that of gods. I was no match for him in that kind of situation. However, in spite of the bad situation, I still managed to make a fair deal with the doctor.
But we pluralized that word. Hang on, let's get to the bottom of this.
I'm sure you remember the entity that changed your fate, the Heavenly Principles.
You mean the cube god from the start of the game, or what? What do you mean?
In fact, the Heavenly Principles has been quiet since
Yeah.
the Conria disaster 500 years ago. I used this point as leverage against the doctor. I told him that the Heavenly Principles may be awakened if I destroy the Gnosis. Although it's just a bluff, he still fell for it.
Curiosity got the better of him.
I assumed that the Heavenly Principles wouldn't just stand by and let such extensive damage to its laws take place. And as for what I exchanged for the Gnosis,
Forbidden knowledge.
the exchange served as both punishment for the doctor, as well as a boon of new knowledge that I couldn't refuse as the god of wisdom.
Yeah, no, she just confirmed it. It was both of them. I was gonna say that last line, she pluralized it, and now here it is. We know the one exchange because they showed it to us. A punishment for the doctor, and the other one was the boon of knowledge that you couldn't refuse. Tell us, they're gonna blue ball us. God damn it. Why? Alright, fine. We'll have to wait like 6 years until they tell us. About the balladeer.
He's still in a coma.
What?
I've hidden him like how one would hide a feather.
What? Hide a feather? What? This is a weird analogy stuff, but I don't know what that means.
I know you have many misgivings about him, but as someone who had become a god, he has retained a number of very useful features.
Interesting.
Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on him and make sure he doesn't do any evil.
Alright then.
In addition, there are still some mysteries left in him. Some things may be very clear from my perspective, but he is still yet to understand them himself. His future will be determined by fate.
The subtitle disagrees with that, Nihita. His future will depend on his luck. I think that actually is a very different line, too. Will be determined by fate versus luck. That, to me, has a very different meaning. About Fontaine, the next stop on my journey.
Is that where you're headed next? Fontaine, the nation of justice?
How corrupted is justice going to be over there? It's going to be some horrible, we already know, right? It's going to be a terrible corruption of justice. They're going to have these horrible ideas in place where they, like thought crime or something, where they prejudge everything based on terrible heuristics. Just saying, calling it now. Wait until like August, whenever it comes out. Watch me be right.
As far as I know, that nation operates in the judicial system. Does their Archon personally judge people? No, there's a Chief Justice in Fontaine. Generally speaking, the Hydra Archon, Focalor, won't preside over individual trials.
Focalor.
However, even then, Focalor will still make herself present at just about every trial. It seems that she just likes to immerse herself in that sort of atmosphere.
I'm calling it. It's gonna be like some thought crime or some kind of perversion of justice, right? Where I'm trying to think about the best way to describe this, but I feel like I should dance around this topic a little bit, but I see this kind of thing in real life, right? Where the justice system actually means very little, and it's more of a mob mentality. I don't know. I'll see if I want to say more on that, or if I find a better way to word it.
As Archon, she still reserves the right to influence the final verdict. Anyway, let's just say she's got, a very unique personality.
Again, I'll say it's a corrupted justice system. Well, I've talked about all four options. It's some good stuff, but not as much as I was hoping, but it confirms some things. I've got nothing else to say. I mean, I do, but that's all the game's gonna let me say.
Are you sure? Isn't there something else you haven't asked about yet? Huh? You mean...
Ether.
About your brother. While you were resting at Gandharvaville, I took some time to perform an Irminsul search for information on your brother.
But we both came from beyond the Sea of Stars. There shouldn't be any information on him in Irminsul.
Yeah! Isn't Irminsul a
Irminsul.
repository for all the information and memories of Tevat? So there shouldn't be anything on her or her brother.
Not true. If we were both around for Conria, then somewhere along the line, information should have been embedded.
This is true in your case. Irminsul indeed does not have any information on you.
But Ether is somehow leading or involved with the Abyss Order. And that's deeply involved with Conria and everything, so yeah, we'll see.
However, there must be something different about your brother. Because, as it turns out, the world has recorded information on him after all.
He was not my brother after all.
What?
Still don't have the Metal Gear sound on here. Metal Gear Alert sound, but that's what this sounds like. Just picture it, imagine it.
There's only one possible explanation. He belongs to this world.
I just said that, basically. Kind of, but not really. How is that possible? We journeyed the Sea of Stars all our lives until we came here. How could he possibly hail from Tevat? Things don't add up. Is there something wrong with my memories? Or is it this world that has done something to him?
But nothing about this makes any sense! Wasn't this your first trip to Tevat?
Do you have any further intel?
According to the records I was able to access, your sibling suddenly appeared in Conria. After the Conria disaster, he began his journey through the 7 nations of Tevat.
And became a legendary hero.
But just as his journey was about to reach its conclusion, the Irminsul records on him suddenly become fuzzy. What do you mean, fuzzy? Did something happen to him? All I know for sure is that somebody, for reasons only they can know, is deliberately obfuscating his fate.
How do they hide it from Irminsul, though?
And whoever it is, if they can do that, Who knows what else they're capable of?
Yeah, could it be related to the Abyss?
But even that wouldn't explain how he somehow comes from this world. Something else I noticed was that according to these records, the Fatui have not classified your sibling as one of the Descenders.
Doom. That was the sound of a lore point dropping. Descenders?
What's a Descender? Paimon's never heard of it.
Well, we descend from the stars. We descend from Celestia, perhaps. I was under the impression that we were in Celestia at the beginning of the game with the Cube God, as I affectionately call her. I was under the impression that was perhaps in Celestia, the floating island thing we can see. And there's some interesting stuff about that, but we can get into that in a minute. If we were there, then it could be thought of as descending, but what about the gods? Did the gods come from there? The heavenly principles? Or really, I don't even know.
Look, I'm sure you must be curious about the information I received from the Fatui in return for my gnosis, right?
Yes. Descenders from the fake sky, what to tell me?
A very important part of the intel was about this world's descenders. External beings, ones that don't belong to this world.
Oh, we got aliens.
Traveler, you are Tevat's fourth descender.
Fourth?
Huh? So the Fatui count 3 other descenders before the Traveler, and her brother isn't even one of them? That's right. My current hypothesis is that the first descender was likely what we now call the Heavenly Principles. As for the other descenders, I still need to verify their existence. It could take me some time. Paimon's head's about to burst from all this crazy new information.
Keep going.
And yet, even knowing all this, I'm sure you must still have a lot of unanswered questions. I must say, I truly regret that I can't help you more as the God of Wisdom.
You're lying, Nahida. Tell us about the fake sky.
There are many questions in my heart as well. I will need some time to go through each one of them.
Same here. I'll need some time to reflect on what you've said.
And soon, you'll also begin your journey anew and depart from Sumeru. I'm very interested in your future. It's a journey that can't be observed or recorded by this world.
So we'll have to report back to you.
If fate is the ultimate knowledge, then your future will be the ultimate fate. Paimon's sure glad we got to meet you, Nahida. The pleasure is all mine. I can't thank you enough. Alright, that's enough talk for today. If you ever miss me, just close your eyes, and maybe I'll appear in your dreams.
Wow. To be continued, of course. Akasha pulses. Okay, there's something there. Silver twig. Oh, we got, yeah, a branch taken from the center of the world. What else you got to say?
Is there anything you want to know?
Same topics as before? Yeah. Oh, man.
According to the records I was able to access, your sibling suddenly appeared in Conria.
Yeah.
After the Conria disaster,
Yeah, we heard
began,
that.
But just as his journey was about to reach its what do you mean, Fuzzy? All I know for
Okay,
sure
this is just a
whoever
repeat.
it is. But even something else I noticed was that
Dude, this is wild.
Look, I'm
Dude,
a
they could
very
just
import
feed me,
traveler.
spoon feed me lore like this for an hour, I'd be
That's
happy.
right.
Like, this is the kind of
As for
lore
other
I live for.
descenders, and yet, even there are many questions in my heart as well. And soon, you'll also be. I'm very in. If fate is the. I'm sure glad. The pleasure is all. Alright, that's enough talk for the.
Yeah, that's the kind of lore I really, really enjoy. We got a lot more juicy details than I thought we were going to. I gotta go to that Red Nest video and finish it now. and see if there's any mention of when he gets to that lore. He seems to be apprised of a lot of the community theories and stuff, and he's always like, "Oh, that's been a theory." Like the Catherine android thing, Catherine robot thing has been a theory. I never knew that. That caught me off guard. But he was like, "Oh, people called this like 2 years ago or whatever." I didn't know that. And he knew about the other, what's the one I mentioned a minute ago? The sky being fake or whatever. Now, I've looked into that a little bit more since then because I was so curious. And, I was careful. Like, I searched YouTube and I didn't look at any new videos. I looked at things that were weeks or months old. That predated the patch. And one of the interesting things I found... And I don't know if this is a skybox issue or something else. There's the pyramid. I want to go there. It could be a simple skybox issue, but people pointed out, and I haven't seen this for myself, Celestia should be somewhere that way, I think. But, apparently... Yeah, there's Celestia. Apparently the moon actually goes in front of Celestia. Which implies that it's a lot larger than it looks. Or it's a bad skybox. But it looks like a model. It actually looks like something in the world, yet the moon goes in front of it. Very curious. Especially considering that bit of lore that the skies are fake. I'm not gonna let that one go. That has piqued my interest so much. Some of the theories we're talking about, like Honkai Impact, and I didn't go too far into those because I don't know that game. I downloaded it one time, but I never played it because I was afraid. Knowing how intense these things get. Like how much time that they can take. It's like, man, I already got one of these. I don't know if I need another one. But I hear really good things about that game, I will say that. Because when I got to some of the really cool plot points that started really getting me into Genshin, people were like, oh yeah, Honkai. Honkai's good stuff. They've been doing it in that game for ages.
More speed.
Stabilize.
Alright, let's pop this. Ah, so much nicer.
What trinkets lie veiled within this desolate plain?
How did I never get this? That was so easy, and it's right by one of the good ones here, one of the big boys. Offer all. We're gonna get another key. Oh, didn't I get a thing for Lumine? Yeah. Now, let's take a look at quests. I think that was it for now, right? Yeah, so there's no more Archon quests for the moment. Feels good to be caught up. I could do, like, maybe a full story quest next week. I'd be happy. I know where I'm at. I recognize it. Spent a lot of time here, because this leads to that underground section that I couldn't figure out for a while, and I ended up looking up something on it. But it was a lot of fun. Oh man, I want to go look up more about some of those lore drops we just had. Really, really, really interested. The Descenders. So we are, like, they know. The Fatui knows that we're not from this world. And dude, the whole thing with, like, Aether and Lumine. So it's whoever you're playing as. The other sibling is apparently not from this world. Or no, the other sibling is apparently from this world. Which is bizarre. And, like, the last time we saw each other, wasn't that way back when... Wasn't that way back in the first Dainslift quest? We haven't seen each other since then, have we? The other Dainslift quest, we saw, like, a little memory thing or something, but we didn't actually see the other sibling. And it seemed like, Ether was basically, like, saying that we had more work to do to, like, figure out the truth of what's going on or something, that he would... I think he said, like, we would come to his side once we learned the truth or something. I don't remember. It was all weird. Wait, can we go in there now? Oh. We never did this. Let's go. So, there's a lot of cool stuff there that I'm interested in. Faux show. Oh no, it's getting mad. Yo, what's that about? I got that corruption thing. Oh, you know what it is? I'm pretty sure it's an R&R thing, and we're not allowed to go there until we unlock it. Now it's time to get 100% exploration of everything. No. Yes. No. Not the way I'm playing now.
Nice and spicy. I summon thee. Eye for an eye. More speed.
This man
I condemn you.
up here shoveling stuff at me.
Rack and ruin.
Come on.
Condemn you.
Get knocked down. No! Oh, I weaved it. See, I can fight. I can fight without Zhongli's shield. Don't tell me anything to the contrary. I don't use it as a crutch.
Stabilize.
Sorry, little dude. I mean, you're not really little, but
Rack and ruin.
that should be what my excuse about my penis size in the future. I mean, I know we call it little dude, but it's not really little. Okay, so I really have to mess with you.
Solidify.
Out of the frying pan.
No rest.
Eye for an eye.
There we go. Yeah, he's a little glitched up. You know, this game is actually a great example of something, though. This is a Unity game. You know, Unity gets a bad rep, especially on the PC. I don't know if console gamers care so much about it, but on the PC, Unity gets a bad rep because there's asset flips on Steam, right? People buy very cheap, sometimes shitty. I don't want to disrespect people who make assets, but some of the asset packs are not good. And that's why they're cheap. Let's be real. They'll buy very cheap asset packs, and they, you know, again, they call it an asset flip. So you spend, I don't know, 50 bucks or whatever. I don't know how cheap they would be, but you spend a little bit of money on the assets. You put them in a very shitty, like, FPS game or whatever that, you know, you could make in a couple of weekends of Unity tutorials. You throw it on Steam for, you know, $5 or something, and you just count on, someone will buy it, a few people will buy it, and we'll make our money back, right? And maybe it'll be so bad that we'll get, like, a big YouTuber, you know, like a Moist Critical or somebody playing our game, and then people will buy it just to meme on it, just to have fun, you know, talking trash about it. That's literally like a whole thing. And because Unity has cheaper licensing fees and all that, cheaper royalty fees, you can do that much cheaper in Unity than you can in Unreal Engine. Ergo, that's why Unity gets the bad rep there.
I condemn you.
Now, that's not fair to the engine, right? In fact, in a way, that's kind of praising the engine. Not the engine, but the licensing around the engine, because of how much cheaper it is to use. That's kind of a positive thing. But yeah, that's an issue. But again, it's not the engine's fault. So this game is a good example, like I said, of a really good Unity game. Like, I didn't know for the longest time that this was Unity, because it just doesn't feel like what you think of when you think of Unity. And that's kind of a negative thing to say about Unity. But again, it's some of that like negative connotation that people have given it. Another game that's Unity is Ukulele. You know, the Banjo-Kazooie type game. That's a Unity game. There's plenty of like good games that are done in Unity. It's a perfectly respectable engine to work with. Let me grab this. We're at SpongeBob's house up here. Right, let's go inside. No. Let's go inside. Oh, we can get inside now. Okay. This was blocked earlier. What did you say, Tusk? That scroll. Damn. I saw your yes, but I didn't read the next one yet. Unity kind of made No More Heroes. Travis Strikes Again. 3 are made with Unity, and they look like they're still good. The story, because the story's fun. Also, Strikes Again and 3 have more references than 1 and 2. You know, Unity is, like I said, it's a perfectly fine engine. Just gets shat on unfairly. Nascent Withering. I swear I saw the other one. Have I not done these? Really? Alright, let's do it. I did say I was going to be cleaning things up. This is kind of cleaning things up. Ooh, we just flying. Look at this. This is a weak one. Yeah, this isn't a full one. Nascent Withering are the light ones.
Solidify.
We get a chest or something? Yeah, we do. Alright. So there's some interesting things I never thought about, which are very obvious in retrospect. But why is Lumine or Ether not voiced? There's a very good reason for that. Very simple reason, in fact. This game is largely designed with mobile gaming in mind. And because of that, file sizes matter a lot. Because people can't download hundreds and hundreds of gigs as a game on a mobile, right? So it actually makes sense to reduce file sizes as much as possible. So if you had 2 different characters, male and female, 2 different voices that you had to voice all the time for all the story, all the quests and everything, well, guess what? That'd be prohibitively expensive in terms of data costs, in terms of data storage on your device and all that. And even just like, you know, downloading that data and stuff would be a problem for a lot of people. So yeah, that's actually a really interesting reason to not have them voiced. Then lore-wise, there was an answer. Apparently, I don't remember this because apparently it's at the start of the game. But I think it's actually kind of in the lore that Paimon has taught the traveler how to speak the language. I think there was a line or somewhere about where Paimon said something like, "Oh, you're really starting to get better at the language" or something, which I think is kind of fascinating. So then it actually gives a in-lore reason for why Paimon would do speaking for the Traveler all the time. We know the Traveler can speak, but maybe it's just like, hey, I'm not that good at the language. We'll let Paimon do it. Just find that interesting. Might be way more consistent than I ever expected it to be. Here's the stuff that guy dropped that was under the floor. Alright, so I mentioned I wanted to clean some stuff up. We're kind of doing that. We're just grabbing some random zones and stuff here. And because I keep seeing new things I haven't done, and that's what keeps pushing me to not go to where I really, really want to go. So let's go to the desert now. This is where I really want to go. We'll go here. This is good enough. We'll heal up a little bit. And we're about 2.5 hours in. I won't go too much longer, because I am pretty tired, to be honest, and I want to try and wrap up a little bit of chores that I gotta do. Doing some cleaning and stuff around the place. Some like deep cleaning, you know they call it like spring cleaning, where you throw out stuff and all that. That kind of cleaning. Except in late fall, almost winter. And we got a fennec fox hanging out over there. No, that's not a fennec. It's a burb. This just in, Shoggoth cannot distinguish birds from foxes. Yo, this place is still sick, look at it! Oh my god, it's so sick! I love it!
No recipe.
Somehow I also missed this chest before, unless I can't get to it.
Rack and ruin. Eye for an eye.
Solidify.
I condemn you.
I cannot wait to get Dia. I'm gonna have like a six-star Dia, or C6 Dia, I mean, not star. Alright, I need you to get audio invisibility. I hope Dia's really good. I'll be disappointed if she's mediocre or something. Okay, Xiangling I think is actually a really, really good support the way I use her, but I'd like to be able to replace her with someone that's a better support. Or even replace, Eula, but that would be difficult. Ooh, Sacred Seals, Thunderstrike. Replacing Eula would be difficult because I spent a lot of time farming artifacts and getting, like, the best equipment and everything for her. That would be a very difficult thing to do. Now, what am I doing here? When I was watching Redness's video of the quest where you actually come out here to the pyramid, he went in and fought the boss. There was a boss inside the pyramid, there's a domain. It looked like he was able to walk in pretty comfortably. But I don't know what he actually did. So I'm gonna take a look at it, because it was his first time exploring out in the desert, as far as it looked like on the video. He kind of walked out, like, he was following the quest, and the quest was like, alright, time to go to the desert. And then he was like, oh, this place is cool. He didn't have, like, anything marked yet or whatever. And he got to the pyramid, and he just kind of went in and fought a boss or something all in one go. So it looked to me like I missed an opportunity to do this before. This is not it. So I'm gonna see if I could just find a quick way to get inside or something. Again, it looked to me like he climbed around it and found his way in. But I don't know that that makes sense, to be honest. I've climbed up to the top of this thing, too. I thought I had. Not on the very tip top, but like up to that blue stuff. I think I've climbed up there. Yeah, it's not hard to climb. You literally just run up. We're slow, but we can do it. Let's give it a try. Let's see what happens. Oh no. Why did we suddenly forget how to do it? Yeah, because like we have no stamina. We gotta relax for a moment. If we gotta climb, we gotta slow climb to be safe. Alright, I guess we're climbing. Alright, let's see what it has in store. Oh, this place is so cool. Maybe he went into another pyramid. I'm pretty sure it was this one, though, because it's right before he got to the encounter with Rahman and Dia on that video. Oh, that actually makes you go fast. I think that's faster than sprinting. I thought I climbed up here before, but this doesn't seem all that familiar. I don't know, it's been a few weeks. I've slept since then. Oh! I definitely did not come up here. Give me that ish. Is there another way up here? How do they expect? I mean, I guess that's what they expected you to do. What I just did, but it felt a little goofy. It felt like I was exploiting a little bit the way I navigated there. It's a hole in the ground? I don't see it. Oh no, is that it? Yeah. I think it is. What I'm not seeing, however, is a way inside. I swear, from what it looked like, there's like a little hole it was able to like climb in. We should check all 4 sides and make sure. I didn't really pay attention to the boss when he fought. I mean, it's probably not going to be that big of a deal either way, but still didn't want to spoil it, even if it's not like a big story boss. It's just a domain. Or a world boss. Yeah, I don't know. He might have done something that I don't have yet. Because the one thing I'll know is he edits things, so he could have also solved a puzzle or something to open things up, and I just didn't see that part because he edited it. Because what I still don't have access to is there's a whole thing about like needing clearance to do some stuff, and I never got that clearance. I thought it was going to be part of the main quest, but it never happened yet. So that tells me that there's still some stuff. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time, right? There've been, Inazuma was a big example of a major area. Was it Seirai Island, the big electric storm island, was locked behind a side quest. Locked behind. You could get there, but you would die very quickly and painfully. Ah. Now we're getting somewhere. What's all this? I think I've been around this chest and I couldn't get anything to happen. Oh, wait a minute. Hey guy, I know you're gonna want to fight me. Let's get it over with so I can explore. They're actually marking the locations of the things. The sconces or whatever. So what we need to do is spawn a dude. No clearance, yeah. Man, we need to figure out how to get that. That's probably going to... It's going to relate to some other issues as well. You haven't activated enough things probably to do that. Over here, this might even be glass. I might not even be able to drop down, can I? Yeah, no. It's not glass, but... Oh, that looks sick. Yeah, there's some way in there for sure. We also found like a mirage or something one time. And I roughly know where that's at, but I still don't know how to activate it or how to deal with it. Because I think I also needed clearance for that. Let me pull up a browser real quick. Did I close the one I had open earlier? No, it's over on, oh my god, here it is. Let's see. Sumeru, and it's not currently autocomplete, so I'm going to type C. It is the fifth autocomplete. Sumeru clearance. Genshin Impact Sumeru clearance. Clearance level. Where to start? Golden Slumber and gain initial clearance. Bonifaz in Aru Village. Alright. That's all I needed. Aru Village. What's your name? Question marks. That doesn't help. Sabah. Who's over here? Atia. Well, we'll talk to this question mark one. Because I had a name. I only see 3 quests on the map right now. And the other names don't match. Oh, hello there. Judging from your attire, I take it you're not from around here. We don't get a lot of other outsiders here. I clocked you as being from somewhere else the moment I laid eyes on you. Making a living here is tough for outsiders. From what you're saying, you're also from somewhere else, aren't you? You can't tell? My name's Bonifaz. My associate and I traveled to Sumeru City from Mondstadt to trade in some supplies. We're in the desert on request of a researcher from the academia. You came to the desert from Mondstadt to do business? To the desert from... I don't know, I think I said it fine. Of course, since you managed to make your way to a place as remote as this, you two must have been around the block too, I suppose. Of course, and we know your hometown pretty well too. Well now then, speaking of which, you must also know what sets us Mondstadters apart from others. You drink like fish. Freedom! They do drink a lot. Oh, I don't know which one to pick. It's funny. I know it's not gonna like break the quest or anything. It's Genshin Impact, but you drink like fish. That's right. Though it doesn't mean he's cool with it. Though that doesn't mean every Mondstadter is a lush. I hear that the one over at Dawn Winery isn't actually so fond of drinking. How can I put this? Everyone is free to drink or not drink. So freedom. Right. What I mean to say is that what we Mondstadters value most is freedom. How does that saying go again? Go with the wind. Come on, it's actually let the wind lead. Yes, right, that's the one. When the north wind began to blow, some dandelion seeds were blown across the sea to Inazuma, while others were swept away to Liyue. As for me, I guess I was favored by the Enemo Archon. I didn't stop at Liyue and got blown all the way to Sumeru. The climate and way of life here might be a far cry from that of Mondstadt, but I'm here, and I intend to make the best of things. Paimon gets it, but you just said it's hard for outsiders to make a living here, right? Did something happen? Oh, well, I accepted that academia researcher's commission, didn't I? Tirzad, that's the researcher's name. He took 2 merchants with him to look for some ruins, probably for some archaeological research. I don't really know much about academia stuff. In addition to providing them with some supplies, my associate and I also rented a few sumpter beasts out to them. Nachtigal, my associate, was worried that they'd struggle to steer the sumpter beasts, so he decided to go with them. We originally arranged to use a dusk bird to send messages every once in a while, so that I could be informed of their progress or raise supplies to send to them as the situation required. We did exchange messages this way at first, but I haven't heard a peep from them for the last 2 days. Paimon hopes there wasn't any sort of accident. That's what I've been worrying about. That's why I was thinking about posting a commission with the Adventurers Guild, but as they say, what good's a distant well when you're already parched? Oh, well, isn't this a coincidence? We're licensed... No, we'll just say Ad Astra Abyssosque. Ad Astra barbecue sauce. So, you're young adventurers, but the desert's still a dangerous place. Wouldn't it be better for locals or adventurers with more experience to do this? Ha! If only you knew, buddy. Are you underestimating us? You left Mondstadt, so maybe you're out of the loop. But you should know that Shoggoth isn't just any ordinary adventurer. She's an honorary knight of the Knights of Favonius. Huh? Wait, then you must be the celebrated Shoggoth? Oh, then you have heard. That's right, Paimon. This is the renowned Shoggoth, and Paimon is the famed Paimon. Goodness gracious, please excuse my rudeness. I never expected to meet a big hero like in a place like this. And And a little hero, too. In that case, I have nothing more to say. I just worry that you might have some other important missions at hand, like saving a city or something, and don't have the time for a menial commission like this one. It's not like we're always doing over-the-top stuff like that. We take ordinary commissions, too. You mean you'll take this commission? That's fantastic. I knew heroes had hearts of gold. Of course, you wouldn't turn your backs on someone at death's very door. We haven't agreed to anything yet, and anyway, don't just throw death around like that. You'll jinx people. Then I'll just have to return to the city alone and submit a commission to the Adventurers Guild. But by the time someone accepts the commission, those 4 could already be... alas. If you two could take a little time out of your busy schedules to take this commission, I'll definitely come up with some way to make it worth your while. Right, that researcher from the Academia is also quite the generous client. I can picture it now. Just as they run into some trouble, Shoggoth, the true hero, descends from the heavens to save them. That should secure you double payment, right? This deal is a sure bet. What do you think we should do, Shoggoth? And if they're in danger, we have to help them. Great, fantastic! There's hope for my Cyrus yet. Cyrus? Yeah, Cyrus is the name of one of the sumpter beasts I rented to them. Cyrus? But isn't that... Does the actual Cyrus know about this? Huh? Well... It's fine, just don't tell him. No one will know. Anyway, the researcher and the others left the village and headed west. The trails here are a bit hard to make out, but you should be able to find them by following the footprints. I'll leave the rest of you two. I'm trying to remember who Cyrus is. Golden Slumbers started. Alright, let's do a little bit of this and see what happens. Bonifaz said that we just need to follow the tracks. Researcher and a merchant caravan should have made for loads of people. The trails must have been left by them. Anyway, let's follow it and see what we find. The voice acting thing, it's not only budget, like I said, it's like data budget. How much can fit on a phone and all that. Since they're taking mobile gaming into account. So because of that, it's also a little interesting... Wait, what's up? Stretchy pyrofungus. It's also a little interesting to think about that in context of the side quests like this not having voice acting. That makes sense. Main quests are good to voice act. Side quests, it's like, yeah, we can let this one... we don't need to do it. No footprints. But we got a lot of meat. Lots of meat right there. Where in the world is this taking me?
Solidify.
Somewhere past an enemy that I'm too lazy to fight. You know, an archaeological expedition in desert ruins, really... Let's hope this Tearzon guy is both a knowledgeable and humble researcher. Still, Bonifaz did say he's pretty generous with Mora, so he can't be that bad. Oh, is that a big ol' pit? Show looks like it. I think I recognize where I'm at. Yeah, I was about to say we're moving closer to the pyramid. We are. I remember exploring this area. Yeah. I've never really been in here. I saw it when I did the initial exploration on that one non-stream video that I put up on YouTube. No commentary, just chill exploration. Looks a really, really long way down. Maybe we should go down and have a look. Be careful, Shoggoth. A domain. Don't mind if I do. Was this always here? Did I miss it somehow? Because this seems very obvious. Red Desert Threshold. What do we got here? It's a one-time thing. Okay. Could do this. We need Dendro. It's gonna be a pain, isn't it? The wise once debated wisdom in this corner of the ancient city, outlining the Desert King's dream. After the bubble burst, this place became a secret holding cell for prisoners. Today it has become a hotbed of monsters, but there are also treasures of the past to be found here. Well, let's swap out Zhongling with Lumine.
There's still a long road ahead.
Always interesting to hear her speak. I still can't believe Zhongli, that voice earlier today in Star Ocean. Like, that's Zhongli, isn't it? Totally is the voice. Alright, we don't get to burn the shield anymore, but we got Dendro for when we inevitably end up needing it.
I condemn you. More speed.
I just got a weird notification for something.
Eye for an eye.
Hold on. Leave me alone, dude.
I condemn you.
I got a suspicious looking notification on my phone. It might be perfectly fine, but it might also be bad.
I condemn
This music's bumping.
Eye for an eye. Vengeance
All right.
will be mine.
I can't even get out of the corner.
Eye for an eye. I condemn you.
Stabilize.
This man got some big old horns.
Spring forth. Eye for an eye.
Alright, so Lumine can provide this support as well. Sub DPS or whatever.
Order guide you.
Rack and ruin.
Alright, this will be the last bit. We gotta do
I condemn
these two.
you. Rack and ruin.
Alright, come on, bro.
Solidify.
Scatter. I condemn you.
I'd prefer not to use her Q attack.
I condemn you.
There we are. Oh, is that the domain? Oh, that was quick. Shadow of the Sand King. It was just one big old fight. Alright, we got it. We got it in one go. Alright, what is this weird notification that popped up? Let me look real quick. A card not present purchase of some number has been made. This is directly from an app that is fine. It's
I
today.
hear the voice of fate, speaking my name in humble
They came in
supplication.
today. If it is real, I'm gonna like, because that's a push notification from an app. That's not a it's not like a text or
I
an
created
email or
another
something.
universe and founded paradise.
So give me a moment here. I'm gonna go to the app where that card would be applicable. Oh, that's okay. That's perfectly fine. I don't know what that notification was about. You know what it is? Now arriving Tuesday. Order info. Let's see. Yeah, that's the exact price. Okay, Berserk Volume 41. That's literally all it is. Okay. The I pre-ordered it, and unless a person authorizes it, you can't actually charge them before an order ships out. That's something I learned. So I pre-ordered it months ago, but it just finally released. And I was like, what is this card not present purchase for whatever, like 13 something on Amazon? What does that mean? I was like, that's concerning.
For I.
Again, it's for something I ordered months ago.
Stabilize.
but as always freaky. There are people down there, but are the people we're looking for? But are they the people we're looking for? Talk to the 3 people. What about the other ones? There's more than just 3. Could this be Noctigal, that associate that Bonifaz was telling us about? Oh, he doesn't seem well. Paimon thinks he's resting. Let's not disturb him. Hey, you know, I can kind of appreciate that quick one there. He's dressed like an academia researcher, but why does he reek of booze? Think you can mess with me and scare me? Jabril, you useless dolt. How long have we been going? You know, only to get stuck. If it wasn't for this busted stone slate. Well, Paimon thinks he's drunk. There's no way we can talk with him now. Let's go ask someone else. That stone slate, I think, is what we get for the clearance. Look at this man. Hello, Weir. Did you guys also fall down here? The desert's no place for outsiders. If you have a way back, I suggest you take it as soon as possible. Looks like talking to us is the last thing he wants to do. Let's try someone else. What, this 4th one up here? Or be even more? Ah, that one over there. Let's go over and ask her. Hello? Oh, are you the newly fallen? Huh? What do you mean newly fallen? Oh, do you have a way out? We accepted Bonifaz's commission to come look for Tirzad's archaeological team. Bonifaz, that merchant from Mondstadt? I know him. So you want to find the archaeological team, huh? Let me think. Oh, isn't that us? I'm Jet. Tirzad sort of hired me. He said that he hadn't gotten any word from you guys in a while, and he was worried that something might have happened to you. So he asked us to come and check things out. I'm worried about, well, Cyrus was the Sumpter beast. Noctigal's the person. I'm worried about Noctigal. Paimon wonders if he was the one who was taking a break. Are all Mondstadters so paranoid? What do you mean, a while? It's only been a day. If it weren't for that bad fall and the heat stroke that Noctigal had, we'd also be trying to find a way out. So this pit is... That's right, the desert's an incredible place. One minute you're looking at the solid ground, the next you step directly into a trap. And as you can see, we're trapped here now. Did you guys just get here? Or you have another way out? Still, we searched all over this place and there doesn't seem to be any way back to the surface. Yeah, we have a wind glider. A wind glider? I heard Noctigal talk about them before. They sound pretty great. To be honest, I'd love to give flying a try too. Wait a minute. Now that I think about it, your little friend here doesn't seem to even need a wind glider to fly. Can you teach me, little friend? How can I be as footloose and as free as you? I mean, as floaty. Paimon is nobody's little friend. Even Bonifaz knows that Paimon is famous. And Shoggoth here is just as famous as Paimon. Alright, my renowned little friend Paimon, can you teach me? What do I have to do to float freely through the air like you? Paimon doesn't really have an answer for you there. Shoggoth? Everyone has their own special talents. There's no need to force it. That's right, don't get bogged down with whether you can fly or not, Jet. You should work towards something else, like a race with the Rishbolen Tiger or something. I see, so you must have hired Paimon to teach you how to fly, didn't you, Shoggoth? But since you're still using a wind glider, I suppose you haven't trained enough, huh? Once you train enough, I'm sure you'll finally be able to fly freely without needing a wind glider. You seem like a really good teacher, Paimon. Can I hire you to teach me too? Hey, Shoggoth, how much more will I need to hire Paimon? Wow, you've got a wild imagination, huh? We don't have that sort of relationship. Huh? But isn't it just like how Tirzad hired my father and me, and Noctigal too? Surely I could also hire you as long as I have the Mora to spend. Paimon's my companion. That's right, Paimon won't leave Shoggoth's side. Oh, that's a shame then. By the way, have you seen Tirzad and my father? We have, but you explained the situation with the others to Jet. Oh man, Tusk, I'm sorry to hear that. You saw me beat him, right? You were here for that. Yeah, you were here for that. I see. As I said before, Noctigal must be having a tough time. What with the bad fall he took, plus the heat stroke. As for my father, well, he's got a nasty temper. Don't take it personally. And as for Tirzad, he's basically been throwing a tantrum since things stopped going smoothly. That said, grouchy kids don't usually get that drunk. You're not wrong, Paimon. Sometimes Father will have a few glasses as well, but I've never seen him get drunk before. How about this? We can go back together and I'll explain everything to my father. You guys don't want to stay here too long, do you? Meet the others with Jet. I guess we're going to be able to go inside of here, maybe. Ah, page. Cool. Glad I checked it out. Hey! Leave me alone!
No rest.
Rack and ruin.
Alright, let's switch party back to what I'm used to.
I'll bring my seasonings.
We're gonna try to wrap up this dialogue, and then I'm gonna wrap up, because I'm tired, and it's about that time. Father, I'm back! Oh, is Noctigal doing better? Oh, by the way, there was a thing a while back where there was a guy named Abbas or something, and I mistakenly said that was the guy from Immortal. No, the guy from Immortal is Abath. A-B-B-A-T-H. It was very close, very similar. Right, Paimon and Shoggoth told me all about what happened. How can you just ignore people, Father? Really, when is that temperament of yours ever going to change? Jet explains the situation to the three of them. That means we've completed Bonifaz's commission, right? After all, he only asked us to confirm the safety of the archaeology team as well as that of the Sumpter beasts. Bonifaz! What happened? Bonifaz and Noctigal are colluding to blackmail me. That despicable Mondstatter came all the way to Sumeru just to extort me, I swear. Has he got like a dick pic or something? Is he still drunk? Mr. Tearzad, was the price not already agreed upon after our discussion? You even confirmed it yourself, so why are you telling a different story now? I usually have my hands full with research matters, and I've never dealt with business people such as you before. How was I supposed to know the rules around pricing? If Jet hadn't told me that you highballed me, I'd still be foolish enough to think that I scored a great deal. Well, I'm really sorry, Noctigal. Father had told me after the fact that I shouldn't have shared it with Tearzad. Oof. Why is Paimon getting the feeling that Jet managed to offend all three people by saying that? That's it. I'm laying you all off. There's a limit to how much bullying I'll take. That's not fair, Tearzad. Noctigal and Bonifaz are in the wrong here, but Father and I didn't do anything wrong. Besides, didn't we only get stuck in this place because you insisted on coming here? Then you started throwing tantrums after the fall and drank even though you clearly can't hold your liquor? You might have the body of an adult, but you've been acting like a little baby. You... Jet, that's enough. Tearzad looks like he might faint from rage. Now isn't the time to fight. What we should be doing is putting our heads together so we can get ourselves out of this mess. Ooh, someone's making sense. So that crook Bonifaz commissioned you to come look for me. And you're famous adventurers, you say? Well, I'd like to hire you to get me out of this Archon-forsaken place. At this rate, forget my research, even my very life will be cut short. Since you're famous adventurers, surely you're more reliable than they are. Is this the double payment Bonifaz mentioned? What should we do, Shoggoth? Now is not the time for bickering. Let's focus on getting out of here first. You're right. Finding a way out together is what's most important right now. Any other complaints can be addressed once we're somewhere safe. That's right. See, Tearzad? If you could think as sensibly as Paimon, we wouldn't have gotten ourselves stuck in this situation. Jet. I just explored a little bit up ahead and found what looks to be ruins. Maybe there's an exit leading to the surface in there? Desert ruins don't constitute a safe place, and I'm not going anywhere with such unreliable people. But you're a researcher, aren't you? Shouldn't you be all thrilled? Shouldn't you be thrilled to have ruins to investigate? I'm an indoorsology researcher. I should be working indoors and poring over documents, unlike some adventurers who go stark raving bananas when they see a pile of old ruins. Oh, you. Don't waste your breath on him, Jet. Just let him stay here if he wants to. But Father, what's up with her? Is she blind? Can she see through that? What's up with this? Same with him, actually, yeah. He's our employer, so he has the right to decide what he does and doesn't want to do. We just have to do our jobs. There he goes. We'll come back after Father and I find a safe path. If he doesn't want to come with us, he can just wait out here. And he can just wait here. And now there goes Jet. What should we do? We can't just wait here. You're right, let's go find a way out of here. Are you going to ditch me? The payment for the commission is negotiable, so don't leave me here with this crook from Mondstadt. I've kept quiet up until now, but Bonifaz and I are not crooks. What shady businessman would offer such comprehensive after-sales care? Think about it, Mr. Tirzad. We could have completely received our payment and left it at that, but instead we let ourselves end up in the same boat as you. I guess that makes sense, but I'm not staying here either way. I'd feel more comfortable in the company of experienced adventurers. But you're still rip-roaring drunk. Why don't you stay here and sleep it off first? I'm not drunk, I'm fine. I'm coming with you guys. Don't leave me behind. Then we should get going. We should be able to catch up with Jet and the others. I'll wait here for now, but I doubt the road ahead will be suitable for the Sumpter beasts. Good luck. Alrighty. Ooh, how did I not see this earlier? Just sitting right there. Good catch, me. No! Oh, you're not a big deal. Well, alrighty then. That's gonna be it. Oh, wait, no, there's a little challenge. We'll do that. Oh no, the Genshin thing is happening. Quick little challenge, and it turns into more and more and more and more. I wonder what's down that way.
Gather.
Is this gonna be a race? Collect 18 within 32 seconds. Alright, that gives me more stamina. Honestly, I feel like you could do it without the extra stamina. Like, that just seemed really easy.
Cry out my illustrious name.
We're getting fairly close to that adventure rank level up. Pretty excited about that. Alright, I don't want to get too close to the quest because it's going to start the next one if I'm not careful. I am intrigued about it if there is anything to do down there. I don't see anything, but I am intrigued. I'll try to check that next time. We'll just start here next time and continue this quest. Because this should get access to other things like the clearance stuff, and that opens up a bunch of stuff that I haven't been able to do yet. A bunch of quests and all that. Should be a fun time. So quests and like ruins or whatever, different things to explore. So yeah, we'll do that next time, which is Sunday. So thank you to anyone who showed up, whether you're lurking, chat, masturbating, whatever you like to do while you watch the stream. If you're new, hit that follow button to catch more Genshin Impact or my other streams, where I stream every day, unless I'm feeling really bad or something. So on Monday and Wednesday, I do coding streams where I program in Rust, and I am currently doing a roguelike tutorial. We are doing map generation algorithms right now. We got a cool little thing, a little test harness that lets us see the map generation happening. We've done binary space partitioning, and I think now next up we're about to do cellular automata maps and the Drunkard's Walk map, a Drunkard's Walk algorithm. So those are going to be the next two. Should be a lot of fun. Monday, Wednesday. Tuesday, that's the Monday, Wednesday stream. Tuesday, Thursday, I do, what am I doing right now? Ready or Not. So it is tactical shooter, very much in the vein of SWAT 4 from back in the day. Great game. Ready or Not is also a great game. It's still in early access, so there are some aspects where it's a little bit more rough around the edges still, but it's still really fun. Dandelion and Cyrus. Nice. So it's still really, really fun. And I've got a few more maps to check out on there. So that is Tuesday, Thursday. Friday, Saturday night is Caves of Quad, where I don't think I need to say too much about that game, but if you don't know, it is a roguelike game where you play as either Truekin, which are like pure humans, or mutants, which can have like all kinds of extra arms and legs and tails, and you could shoot ice and fire and stuff from your hands and all kinds of crazy stuff. And it's a really cool game. Like the lore and everything is really cool. Very fun stuff. That is Friday, Saturday night. Saturday, Sunday day stream, about 10 a.m. Central, is Star Ocean: The Divine Force right now. And we are 4 sessions into that. I'm loving it. Zhang Li's voice actor is in the game, so that's really cool. I was like, I totally recognized him pretty quickly too. I'm happy about that one. So yeah, I don't want to really like talk too much about it, but it's, you know, it's part of a long-standing, you know, more than 20-year-old RPG series. So good stuff there so far. I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes because some cool stuff happened today. Again, that is Saturday, Sunday day stream, 10 a.m. Central-ish. And then Sunday night is Genshin Impact. Now, that's it for the streaming schedule. Again, hit that follow button. Now, if you are watching this in the future on YouTube and you are still listening, congrats on being in the future. And thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please do all the fun YouTube stuff like licking that like button, kicking that subscribe button and notification bell. Leave a comment. I do read the comments. I try to respond. It's always a good time. And that's it. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. Well, actually, no, I want to wrap up a little bit of chores first. I'm going to give myself like 45 minutes. And then I want to go to bed so I can get up at like 7 o'clock and get to work by 7:30. That way I can have a good day tomorrow and not be working right up until the last second before I do my stream. I hate doing that. Alright, so until next time, have a good day, have a good night, whatever it is, wherever you're at. Take it easy.